headlines.
Good morning and happy Friday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. Bronny James, the eldest son of Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, has been discharged from Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles as he had suffered cardiac arrest just a few days earlier in a practice. LeBron James wrote on X, quote, "I want to thank the countless people sending my family love and prayers. We feel you, and I'm so grateful. Everyone doing great. We have our family together, safe and healthy, and we feel your love. We'll have more to say when we're ready, but I wanted to tell everyone how much your support has meant to all of us. Hashtag James Gang." In NFL training camp news, Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was carted off the field during Thursday's practice with an apparent right calf injury, according to head coach Zach Taylor. He said it was 10 minutes ago, so we don't have any more information, nor have the Bengals released any information yet this morning on the status of Joe Burrow and how much time he may potentially miss. Back on the diamond tonight, the San Francisco Giants are at home and host the Boston Red Sox in a 3-game weekend series. First pitch at 7:15 from Oracle Park. Don't forget, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Time to start the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on
Test. Hey, shout out to old friend Don Geronimo. Saw his Twitter yesterday. He's on his way to, I think it was on his way to, he's out in D.C. now. He's on his way to Washington Commanders camp because he's doing stuff there. I saw him interviewing Ron Rivera, but he hit a deer, killed it, totaled his car. So,
shout out.
Yeah, I don't know what thoughts and prayers. It's weird because the deer didn't make it, so no thoughts and prayers for the deer. I guess that's too late. I got invited to go hunting in this last year. It was last fall. I'm just thinking about this because it's a deer, and I just I don't have anything against. Well, I have stuff against hunters that hunt lions and elephants and stuff you're not supposed to hunt, but just specifically deer hunters, right? I get it. It's overpopulation. And in fact, most of the outdoorsy people I know are super conservative, environment and clean up. And, there's real reasons for it. I totally get it. I don't have anything bad to say. I could never shoot a deer, man.
Yeah.
I would not have made it back in the caveman days.
No.
Would not.
Survival of the fittest. I'd have been gone.
I would have been, you know what? I would have been
go out and kill your food.
And so that's why, everyone likes to bag on vegetarians.
Yeah,
right?
I was the first vegan.
Yeah, I would have been one.
Yeah,
it's one thing when you can go to Costco and it's just all in there in the thing.
Yeah,
and you just go, oh, burger.
Yeah,
but I'm not seeing I think there'd be a lot more if they want more vegetarians and vegans. Here's some advice, PETA Parker.
Yeah,
here's some advice. If you want more of those folks, put try to pass a law. Imagine this. What if there's a law where every time you go to buy a chicken,
yeah,
but it's got a picture of the original chicken on it.
Meet Larry.
Right, exactly.
Here's Larry's life.
Name, date of birth.
Yeah. Height and weight,
sign.
Larry's family members.
Right. Larry's a Leo. Yeah.
Larry's former job.
4 chicks.
Yeah.
If I went
chicks dig Larry.
I went to go buy I had what I have last. Oh, we had spaghetti and meatballs. So I had to make meatballs.
Yeah.
And if I had to go buy the bag of the pack of hamburger, and Bessie's on the cover,
right,
with a bell and a moo, I'm probably not buying that.
Yeah, how the process was done.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah,
I don't want to know. I just
you kind of know. You just ignore it.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy to ignore.
Don't think about it. Yeah,
it's just a bag of a chicken or a thing of a whatever. It's really weird how the mind chooses to I won't clean a fish. I'm the worst fisherman. I
catch and release.
Yeah, I can't. Call me whatever name you want to call me. I can't split a fish from butt to gill and pull the stuff. But you know what? When I bring a chicken home, if I'm doing a whole roasted chicken, I'll reach right in there and pull all the garbage out.
Yeah.
liver and whatever the hell else a chicken has in there.
Maybe because the eyes are gone.
That's a great point, Jason. It may be the eyes.
Yeah.
Because you get a whole fish, and the fish eye is just like, why?
Yeah.
Why'd you do this? I'm just fishing
One
around.
last chance.
Right. Help me out. Good morning. How are you?
Good. That was better a few minutes ago.
Yeah, no, I'm not, and I don't have anything against people that eat meat. I eat meat. I love me some meat. Meat's fun, but I get it. And I also wonder, like, I feel I should read my history more. There's probably like a lot of, maybe not vegetarians, but not by choice. Back in like caveman days.
Sure.
Because they're pulling down like woolly mammoths and stuff. Like,
I know,
big
incredible.
stuff. Like, they're basically pulling down whatever they can.
Yeah.
But they have a spear. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have a shotgun. They're rolling out there with a spear with a tip made from a rock. That you kind of got to shout out. It's like when you talk about generations of like, well, Bill Russell, how would he do today?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how would those guys do today? They had a much higher degree of difficulty.
Right.
Because you hit a woolly mammoth with a spear, and the woolly mammoth's like, what?
That's all you got?
Just, was that a mosquito bite? Pink. and now, they're going out there with God knows, what. And it's
much more artillery.
I think hunting would be more. I would feel a little better about hunting if there was a way to like genetically train deer also how to use firearms.
Yeah,
like they can shoot
the
back.
Fight was fair.
Yes, make it fair. Give Bambi a little handgun and let's go.
Right.
And whoever wins, you come home, you're like, I got this deer.
Or you don't come home.
Or you don't come home.
Yeah.
You got the deer over your neck, or however you do it,
or the other way around.
But right, the deer's got you on the front bumper of their car.
Got a knife and fork.
Exactly, they're having fun tonight. What's for dinner? Human, and tomatoes.
They have it stuffed above their.
Yeah, you just got. Oh God, you're rolling in the forest. You come across a deer lair. How do you know it's a deer lair? Because there's all these. Oh, hey, there's Jack.
Yeah,
there's his head.
Yeah,
just on an oak. Yeah, make it fair. Let them fight back, or all hunting has to be done with like spears again, like outline. I'm not trying to get like gun, any of that. I'm just saying for hunting purposes.
Yeah, more of a sport.
Yeah, you can use a spear, a bow and arrow, the little slingshot thing. Oh wait, that's a slingshot. No, what's the thing where like?
That's a towel.
No, yeah, but like think Mateen Cleaves with the towel.
Yeah.
But instead of that, it's like those things that go around the legs and trip them up.
Oh,
what you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I feel like that's in like action movies or something. Someone grabs something and then, whoosh.
right. So yeah, I couldn't. They asked me. I said, you guys have fun, but I don't know, man. I and I totally get like it's not always about like. That's what my buddy was telling me. He's actually an ex MMA fighter. I won't say who it is, but he had a pretty good career. And he's like, no, man, like it's not just about the kill. It's about like you're out with your buddies and you're hunting and it's like your instincts. Like, you're all painted up and you got your camo on and you might be sitting in a blind if you're, hunting, I think those ducks for, a couple hours and you're just waiting for something to come by. And sometimes it doesn't come by and sometimes it does. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, look, I'm not going to yuck your yum here. Like, this is a huge part of your life. Like, he's into like sustainability and he eats his own, catch and all. He eats everything he hunts. I respect that. But I'm just like sitting in a bush, like painted up for 2 hours, not move. Like, that doesn't sound like is there a TV? Are we playing cards?
Yes.
Are we playing spades? I don't know.
Maybe they're listening to the show.
Maybe they are. Maybe
podcasts.
Yeah. It just does not sound. Well, sometimes we build our own, like basically like a fort, and we're in there, and then the deer comes around and.
Yeah, not for me.
I'll fish. Fishing's kind of cool.
Yeah,
but like you said, catch and release.
That's what I like. Yeah. I mean, but then other people like obviously eat their fish and clean it and all that.
Good for them. And my big worry is like I wear gloves when it's time to touch the fish.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
yeah.
But my big worry is like if I pull something out, they're like, I'm not going to touch, and then I'm not going to just cut the wire, the line, and let the fish swim in. Got my dad just pulling his hair out right now because my dad is like Mr. he used to take a trip with all his attorney buddies.
Yeah.
They'd go a bunch of city slickers, and they'd roll up to this town called Bishop in the Sierra Nevadas every year. And then they'd get with a guide who they'd all horse their way up they'd travel for like a whole day in the middle of nowhere. And then the dude's like, peace.
Yeah.
And all they have are like 100 cans of beans or whatever they brought. And they fly fish for golden trout. That's all they do for a whole week and eat their trout.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he's not a hunter, but he has hunted. I remember he brought an antelope home one time.
Oh, wow.
And a black eye. He went to Wyoming with his buddies. Well, I guess it was the first time he'd ever shot out of a scope. I don't know, or something like that. And he like put it against his eye and shot it and, hit him. But then my mom for like the next year was trying to sneak antelope into our diet because we had a whole freezer full of antelope. And she didn't
waste it.
No, you can't. And so my dad would be like eating an antelope steak or whatever while we're having,
TV dinners.
Yeah, well, yeah, Swanson's. But then one time she snuck it in a stew and she pulled that thing where like it was beef stew and I liked it. And then she goes, how is the antelope? And I was like, oh, it's disgusting.
Yeah, that's not Salisbury steak.
That's not Salisbury steak. Speaking of, Sean will be back with us this fall.
Okay.
And that'll be good to hear.
Sean steak?
Sean Salisbury. We'll take a break. When we come back, great news. I can't. I'm doing a show, Jay. Great news about Bronny James. That'll put a smile on everybody's face. We had I don't want to call it a major injury, but a major player injury in training camp yesterday. And the San Francisco Giants, according to this sheet, are hosting a 3-game series with, I don't know, a team to be named late. Yep, you may have to wait till 9. In the meantime, there is no mystery as to why everybody's going to Hoblet Dodge to purchase their new vehicles. Why? Because they do every year. Why do they do it every year? Because Hoblet has those small town ways, values, prices, all that fun stuff. They really, truly do. Hoblet knows that if they're just going to get a sale out of you, sell you a car once, it's not good business, Mom. They want all your business forever. And the only way to get all your business forever, because there's so much competition, is to treat you right, treat you with respect, get you a good deal. Follow up. I've now bought 2 cars from Hoblet, and if you count the extended family, I think we have 5 cars from Hoblet now over the years, and it really is true, man. Like, they take care of you. The price you see is the price you get with your true pricing. You're not sitting out there haggling with a guy named Dan. Like, they really do take care of you. Not that there's anything wrong with Dan's. They're the number 1 truck dealer in California, number 3 in the whole United States. Pile everything in the back of that Ram truck. Go camping, heck, go hunting, go fishing, tow your boat, do your thing. You can save up to $13,000 off MSRP or save up to $5,000 off MSRP plus get financing as low as 2.9% for 72 months on those new 2023 Ram 1500 Limited, Laramies, and Bighorns. Yep, that is correct. JD Power customer first dealership since 2019. 2022 Ram truck number one in JD Power's initial quality study. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. If you tell them you're a good pal, you're a great pal, your best pal even maybe. Carmichael Dave sent you. We'll take a break. When we come back, leading off right after this.
The Kings are running it back.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes. Alex Lynn just went above the iron with a 2-hand throwdown. And that was as nasty as we've seen him in a Kings uniform.
And welcoming some new faces.
Oh, and here comes Vazenkov. He gets the big finish. Fisher rejected by Mr. Vazenkov.
Keep it locked on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Byers Leaf Guard Gutter System and Roofing.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and after a comfortable start this morning, we are going to be heating things up with temperatures warming into the mid-90s. We'll still have a bit of a delta breeze, but even warmer weather for the weekend. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Wildfires can easily engulf vulnerable homes. Safeguard yours with the Byers Fire Protection Package. Our one-piece seamless leaf guard gutters, roof shingles, vent covers, and more will help prevent disasters when wildfires hit. Learn more about fire hardening your home at thatsbyers.com.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
I was scared to death when I heard the news. Checked with some people. They said he's okay. Obviously, before I saw the family statement, they were saying he's okay and he's doing better.
Stephen A. Smith talking about Bronny James, who has been discharged from the hospital. So this is one of those uncomfortable things where, first off, when you heard the news, you were like, everything was about Bronny James and him being better. And it still is, of course. Yeah. At some point, though, the questions are going to come, which is, well, is he, like, what happens here? Is he going to play basketball? And I know I'm asking that question. I think a lot of people in our age bracket are, because not just because I think it would be, let's see, I don't want to say tragic. Tragic would be, the other outcome. It would be such a dang shame for him if at that young age, like, he's going to be fine. It's not that, but it would just be so sad if he couldn't play basketball.
Correct.
But I remember Reggie Lewis.
Yeah.
I remember Hank Gathers.
Correct.
And in both cases, those are guys that had incidents. These aren't exact comparisons, but they're in the same family. They had incidents, continued to play basketball, and then had another incident and didn't have the outcome that we wanted. I think we can all agree, although we're not Bronny James or his family, but I'm pretty sure they'd agree. We would rather Bronny James never step on a basketball court again and live a long and fruitful life than the other outcome.
Yeah.
But, he's out, hopefully going to fully recover. And, you never want to speculate, Jason, but you can hope it's some weird isolated incident. They detected some sort of thingy with him. In fact, was it Jeff Green that had a heart issue early in his career? I'm pretty sure I'm right about this.
Remember that.
And then it was corrected with medication.
Okay.
And he went on to have a long and fruitful career. You hope it's something like that. Scary thing.
Absolutely.
But he's out, and you just feel for the family.
Yeah, that's the best part is they still have their son. He is still alive. He's still with us. And hopefully there is, like you said, Dave perfectly said, is the long life ahead. But if there's an opportunity to recover fully and play basketball again, I'm sure that's what he would like. And, this is one of the things based on fame and fortune here in this sense. They probably will have access to the best doctors. Doesn't mean those best doctors will always have it right.
Sure.
But that's a good thing here. And I hope that all that works for him and the family.
Jeff Green last year celebrated the 10-year anniversary of his 5-hour open heart surgery to repair an aortic aneurysm. And they were able to correct it. It's a bulge in the aorta, a major blood vessel that feeds blood to the body. Tearing it can be fatal. And there was a point, think about 11 years ago now, where that's very early in his career, where Jeff Green thought his career was over. And, listen, let's be honest, Jeff still has a lot of life, you hope, left after his career, but that's always going to be in the back of your head.
Absolutely.
So I'm really hoping for a more of a Jeff Green outcome than anything else. But first and foremost, the family, Bronny, and that's somebody's kid. You know what I'm saying? So cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Burrow dropping back rather nonchalantly, and then you'll quickly see it's very uncomfortable. It looks like a right calf issue. He was already wearing that sleeve on that calf.
So if you didn't see the video, Joe Burrow was rolling to his right and all of a sudden pulled up his non-contact, which is two of the worst words in sports. And he began hopping and then immediately kind of sat down, waited for trainers to come over. I'm not speculating on what it was, but from what you're hearing, it was something in the calf. Jamar Chase said that Burrow nodded at him at one point, which is their language for, I'm okay, I'll be fine, type of thing, before he was taken away. There is confidence that this could be anything from a cramp to, something. It doesn't sound like there's any sort of CLs that are going to go into this injury, not a knee thing. There was also worry that, oh my God, this doesn't look like a knee injury, but that could look Achilles-like. No thoughts there. So we should hear officially today, but hopefully that is just simply a blip.
Right. And like you said, non-contact is always the scariest. And you talk about a franchise, that's your guy.
Oh, God.
And so he's had some training camp injuries before. This one, it seems like it's not a huge deal, but you don't know that until further review.
And I was telling Jason, and correct me if I'm wrong, and you mentioned he's had training camp issues. Is this third straight training camp Joe Burrow's gone down?
Is this the third straight?
Because there was the knee injury.
Yeah.
And then didn't he have an appendix issue last year in training camp?
That sounds right. That actually sounds right. Although I don't think he went down with the appendix. But yeah,
have you ever had an appendix
no,
injury in training camp?
I'm saying I think he was like dropping back. I'm like, yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
But he seems to do well after all these injuries in training camp, so maybe it's a good sign.
He's done fine. It's just, again, it's one of those things where you think about training camp, and remember yesterday we were talking about like, well, if I was a head coach, I wouldn't play anyone.
Yeah.
Very interesting interview we'll get to later with new Broncos head coach Sean Payton. I have never seen coach on coach crime like he dropped. And by the way, Sean Payton's thing is I'm playing people, and we're here to get better and shut up. Yeah,
okay.
He ain't screwing around, man. So coming up at 6:43, there was another injury that sounds a bit more serious out there as well. And look, it's just part of the deal, man. We get this every single year. There are going to be injuries, and odds say there's going to be more than a handful of players that are going to miss the entire season because of something that happened in training camp. You just hope that's not the case. Number 3.
Cut number 3.
1-0 pitch. He swings and drives one high and deep out to left center field. Friedel's going back on the track, looking up. It is gone. And Wilmer Flores has done it again. And on one swing, the Giants have tied the game at 4.
Well, here we go. Giants back in action. Everybody back in action pretty much tonight.
Yeah. Full slate.
Here come the Red Sox.
Here they come into San Francisco. Time for the Giants to stay hot.
That is time for them to stay hot, too. Are they? Is
2 in a row.
Is 2 in a row? They're heating up.
Yeah.
Three's the streak.
Yeah.
Huh?
3's the streak unless it's, let's go streaking rules.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. Crawford versus Webb tonight. That's how you want to open a series. If you are the Giants, 55-47 are the Red Sox. 56-47 are the Giants. The A's, in case you were wondering, go to Colorado and take on the Rockies. The Rockies are 22 games below 500, and you imagine there will be a home run or 2 hit there. Also today we'll talk about Shohei Ohtani, who continues to do some pretty insane things. He did something yesterday that has, and how often do you say this? Often. He did something yesterday that's never been done before, and then he did it again.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that as well when we get back. Safe or out? We'll lead off with that from Shohei Ohtani. Are the Padres sellers? And I'm not talking about last place, by the way. And the Cardinals on this day in 1989, one of my favorite players to watch growing up. We'll talk about that anniversary. Safer out on Sactown Sports next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Here's the new Aaron Rodgers, or is it Mr. Rodgers?
And yeah, I would say maybe earlier in my career, I was a little more easily angered, and I feel like I'm a little less triggered as I've gotten older.
Good advice. So nice. This music is so perfect. Now we're just gonna be little happy campers, Yeah. Gonna practice patience.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Enjoy the prime grilling season today with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
Get ready for a night with Cole Swindell. 2023 ACM Song of the Year winner hits Hard Health Park at Cal Expo in Sacramento, Saturday, September 9th for the CITP2 Fest. And Cole's bringing some friends like Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, Matt Stell, and more. Tickets start at $40 at CITPFest.com.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. For your free quote, call 1-800-885-5959. That's 1-800-885-5959. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-885-5959. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Amateur players will be pleased to know that the USGA doesn't object to a friendly bet with your weekend foursome. Friendly bets include soft drinks after the round, hot dogs at the turn, or even a $2 Nassau, one of the most widely used bets in golf. It takes its name from the Nassau County Country Club of Glen Cove, Long Island, one of the many clubs frequented by the well-to-do in the late 19th century. As the story goes, matches between these clubs were often reported in the local newspapers, sometimes to the embarrassment of wealthy industrialists coming out the loser. The Nassau captain, J.B. Coles Tappan, then devised a format where the worst possible result could not be reported as anything more than a 3-0 defeat. In a Nassau, 3 equal wagers are placed on the first 9, the second 9, and 18-hole total. A $2 Nassau is sometimes referred to as a 2-2-2 bet. Some play better with a bet to keep their attention. Others are nervous at the thought of losing. Whatever your choice, golf is a game. Have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here with Roy from Roy's Umbrella. What's going on today?
Thanks, Dave. And here's the latest market update and suggestion for homeowners who have credit card or installment debts they would like to consolidate. And considering the feds have not been predictable to this point, and TV shows are offering multiple opinions about the market either recovering or nearing a recession, I sincerely recommend you consolidate all of your credit cards and debts and hedge against home values dropping due to the increase in foreclosures. And while I absolutely understand nobody wants to refinance out of a low-rate mortgage, carrying a debt load above $25,000 is not the safest use of your equity. And it's getting more and more difficult to qualify for a cash-out refinance due to the updated Fannie Mae underwriting guidelines. So whether you use myself or a different lender, I am only here to help. And it's great to be back on Sactown Sports, helping folks like you, as I have done for so many years.
For more info, go to roysumbrella.com.
Capital Casino back with indoor gaming and dining located inside at 411 North 16th Street, downtown Sacramento.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. Good morning and happy Friday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. Bronny James, the eldest son of Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, has been discharged from Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles after Bronny suffered cardiac arrest at a USC practice on Monday. LeBron James took to Twitter to write, quote, "I want to thank the countless people sending my family love and prayers. We feel you, and I'm so grateful. Everyone's doing great. We have our family together, safe and healthy, and we feel your love." We'll have more to say when we're ready, but I wanted to tell everyone how much your support has meant to all of us. Hashtag James Gang. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was carted off the field during Thursday's practice with an injury to his right calf. This is according to head coach Zach Taylor. No timeline has been given to the injury time or recovery that is expected for Burrow. How was Brock Purdy feeling before training camp yesterday? We have all of that right now at SactownSports.com. As a reminder, all guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Safe
or out. It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
There's big potential Republic news yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're going to get the guy that broke the story, Marcos Breton, our old friend.
Cool.
He's going to join us at 7:27. That was a classic. And then the mayor, Darrell Steinberg, he's going to join us at 8:43. And Jay, I just sent you an email link there as well. He will be on the StreamYard.
Oh, wow.
As a matter of fact. In the meantime, safe or out, J. Mars.
In a doubleheader yesterday,
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani combined to throw a complete game, a one-hitter. Oh, and he also hit 2 home runs in the second game. Safe or out, this is the single greatest one-day performance in MLB history.
Couldn't do it in the same game.
There was a pitcher that did hit a home run and throw a shutout. I forget his name, but it was not that. It was like 4 years ago or something, I think, that he hit a home run.
Was it Syndergaard?
No, it wasn't. Damn it. It was. I saw the thing yesterday. I just forgot the name, but it was just a few years ago.
Didn't hit 2 home runs.
They didn't hit 2. So that's a big thing there. Same game. It has to be, right? Like, who else? Nobody else does that. Like, I'm thinking, like, what about when, Bob Horner and friends hit 4 home runs? What about, was it Mark Whitten had like 13 RBI for the Indians?
There's all those, or a pitcher pitches a perfect game, but they didn't hit.
But
or
the
hitter that knocked in, stole 8 bases or something. You're like, yeah, all amazing.
But this dude threw a complete game shutout. By the way, I believe it was a one-hitter, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's
8
the only.
Ks.
I think it's the only complete game shutout of the year.
It is?
I
No.
think. I'll double check that.
No, that's not right.
No.
Because the perfect game, or the no-hitter for the A's.
That
Yeah,
didn't
good
count.
point right there.
Domingo Germán, Yankees.
No, it has to be against MLB teams.
It is
Tigers?
It is his first, I believe.
Or maybe that's what I saw.
shutout.
His
Yeah,
first
it's
shutout.
his first shutout of his career. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is just because it's that, like, you won the first game pretty much by yourself.
Yeah.
And then I forget, what was the score in the second game? But his 2 home runs, I'm trying to think if he won that one by himself, too.
I saw someone write that. Like, I don't even know or attempt to know how WAR is processed.
With above replacement.
Yeah, but like, how would that not clearly be? He won the first game, give him 1 win, and then he won the second game. Like, he clearly was responsible for both wins.
I guess you technically can't say he won the second game because the Tigers scored 4 runs and he had 3 RBI, but the point stands. Like, that's insane.
It is.
Yeah, I just, we say it over and over and over and over and over again. Like, just enjoy it. Hundreds of years of baseball, and you're seeing the greatest.
The timing of his hits will be important later in the show.
I'm aware. I am incredibly aware. Like, honestly,
This might be the best Let's Go streaking
it really
segment
is
ever.
It really is. Like, you're not going to top this one. And that's
you're on a streak.
That's coming up at 9. Yeah, big brown streak, 927. Number. So you're. Are you safe or out, by the way, officially?
Oh, I'm safe.
Safe.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Safe or out.
A report indicates the Padres are listening to offers for Blake Snell and Juan Soto.
What?
Safe or out, is there any chance the Giants could swing an in-division trade for one of the Padres stars, especially after we saw an in-division trade yesterday in the NL East?
Why not both?
Yeah.
We'll give
Oh.
you Brandon Crawford.
For Snelto.
Yeah.
Okay, you laugh, but Brandon Crawford instantly improves that clubhouse environment.
Yes, he does. I'm gonna say safe. I think the Padres are like they're like the guy that goes to the blackjack table, and he doesn't have a lot of money, but he starts out with, let's say he goes there with $400, right? And like his first 2 rounds, he puts in a $100 chip to see if he can get on a run, and he loses both. And then now he's betting $5 chips the rest of the way. I feel like that's the Padres.
I'll
like,
get it back.
Yeah, they kind of tried, and they're like, too much money. We're not good. And now they really like the
How
Mets.
far back are they?
Oh,
in the wild
gosh.
card race? Because why can't they have the Angels approach?
6?
Yeah.
You
Like 4 or
invested.
6.
You had a great year a year ago.
6.5 back.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. Hey, listen.
There is a chance.
Ohtani would be great, but I'm old enough to remember when Juan Soto was like the game changer for the Padres.
Yes.
And
everybody said that was unfair.
Yeah, unfair. The best young talents in the entire game. Unprecedented, yada, yada, yada. He is 24 years old, 20 home runs, 62 RBI this season. But let's not forget, this is also a guy that in his second year, he's 24 years old, and this is his sixth season. So he's been playing in the majors since he was, 18?
Washed.
This is a guy that his second year in the league, 34 home runs, 110 RBI. I'd love to get Juan Soto as a China. Are you kidding me? That would screw Carlos Correa.
Yeah.
If you can't get Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto's on the short list of guys I'd love to get to build around. So
absolutely.
Safe.
Well, safe is what the Giants should want, but I think it's out. Why would the Padres do this? No way. Out.
I mean, the Mets did it yesterday. They traded their closer to the Marlins.
Cash?
But I mean, this wasn't Soto or Snell. Like they can't do that. You got to keep they've got the assets. Still a team that, may not work this year, but I wouldn't give up on that group.
Also, their fill-in closer, by the way. Poor Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
We got robbed of Edwin Diaz this year.
I blame him classic.
I do too. Number 3.
Safe or out?
On this day in 1989, Cardinals leadoff hitter Vince Coleman was caught stealing for the first time after 50 consecutive stolen bases, an MLB record. Safe or out, this is another baseball record that will never be broken.
That was a stretch of baseball that might, again, it's a generational thing. I love that stretch, man. When you had Vince Coleman, Marquise Grissom, Wade Boggs versus Tony Gwynn every year in the batting race. I love that era of baseball. In fact, a couple of days ago was the anniversary of Will Clark getting jumped by 17 Cardinals, including Ozzie Smith and Jose Oquendo.
That's a lot of birds.
I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to say out.
Yeah!
I am. I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying it's a guarantee or that it's not an insane record, but it's not Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah.
It's not Cal Ripken.
Are you going on the cyclical part of sports?
Yeah.
As a reason?
And I think also that doesn't mean that it has to be like this amazing 100-base stealer. It could be somebody like Aaron Judge who steals, 20 whatever bases a year, but is like super careful and opportunistic about it and never gets caught. That's what I think. I think if it gets broken, it won't be by the 100-base stealer guy.
Yeah.
It'll be by the guy that's like super good base runner, high IQ, whatever.
Yeah, I think that the sports on the cycle part too, the cyclical nature of them is a thing. Because if you think about now, we know it's like strikeout or home run is a lot of what baseball is. And where the batting averages are for guys that are in the everyday lineup, they wouldn't have been playing years ago. It's like, I don't care that you hit 25 home runs, but you're batting 186. We can't play you in the lineup. No. You strike out every time. Well, they don't care about that as much anymore. So, and it used to be a time where you'd advance and bunt guys and stolen bases were a factor. So I think I don't know if it'll cycle back exactly, but to your point, like someone may have just stolen a base here every fifth game, and then it's like they're on a streak, and there we go. It can happen again.
And when you speak of the cyclical nature, this is where, we're still only in the first season of the pitch clock.
Right.
Yeah.
Once people get more scouting and on X type of plays, it's really easy to steal bases here with this clock going. I think you could start to see that changing that as well.
I also think that eventually there's going to be some sort of think piece about how the pitch clock, weirdly enough, for some pitchers makes it easy to read their tells.
Yeah,
I really do, because for the first time now, you can start to time when they're going to pitch. We'll take a break. When we come back, the injury bug hits NFL training camps early. We'll talk about not just Joe Burrow, but another all-pro type player that may be down for a longer time. In fact, he will be. We'll talk about that next.
Jimmy G and the Raiders take on the 49ers Sunday, August 13th from Allegiant Stadium in Vegas.
And Sactown Sports has all your coverage.
Kyle's offense versus Josh's offense, just different mindset behind it. So I think revamping the mind like that is the first step, and then just relearning the language. Basically like going Spanish to French, something like that.
The voice of the Niners, Greg Papa, has the kickoff at 1 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Your home for the 49ers.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Tears for Fears. Live in concert. The Tipping Point Tour Part 2. With special guest Cold War Kids. Tears for Fears. This Saturday at Toyota Amphitheatre. Get tickets now at livenation.com. For more, visit tearsforfears.com. Part of the Hard Rock Sacramento concert series.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Never take a huge bite of Nutri-Grain bar right before you're coming back from break.
Never.
Yeah, I got to time those commercials better. My bad. Good morning.
Morning.
Friday fun and games.
Yes.
It's coming up at 9:43. Any hints?
We've played this game before.
Have we?
Mm-hmm.
Do we enjoy it?
Yeah, I think you guys get a little stressed because there's a clock. There's a time element to it. Just like anything else. Like I could do that when like you're watching people do game shows on TV. Mm-hmm. But then when you start putting someone on the stage and the lights and the timer, people get a little tight.
Does this involve music?
Maybe.
Coming up at 9:43. Find out exactly what it is. Here's the thing. Injury bug.
Yes.
I call it injury bug.
I don't know, because it's more than a bug, right? But it is a pain. It's a nuisance.
It is.
Depending on the severity.
It is probably both a pain and a nuisance. We talked to you earlier. Bengals superstar Joe Burrow. Is superstar?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, we get the thumbs up from Jay as well. Bengals superstar Joe Burrow went down with a suspected calf injury. There's no timeline there. I expect we'll hear from that or about that today. Jalen Ramsey, Florida State's Jalen Ramsey. Different story. Was carted off the field. He will have knee surgery and is expected to miss a few months.
Wow.
And though his contract is guaranteed.
Good for him.
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely good for him. This year and next year, his contract is guaranteed.
That was a big addition for them, for the Dolphins.
It was a huge addition, and that's not going to work for them. He's going to be out a few months, and that also, look, you never know too. The difference between good quarterback, great cornerback, and not so great cornerback is like probably 0.3 of a second. But more importantly for them, it's that quick twitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's that ability to cut and move and that closing speed. And if you miss just any of it, so it's not just Jalen Ramsey will be back in a few months. Will Jalen Ramsey, who is getting a little long in the tooth for the NFL, will he be anything close? And it seems like he's been sliding a little bit. Will he be anything close to what he used to be, which is for years arguably the best cornerback in the NFL?
And he talked the game, right? He was supremely confident, was very vocal out there, and that's a position, both those positions. There's a lot of talk about wide receivers and divas, but cornerbacks have that attitude too. And maybe you have to, because you're going to get burned sometimes, but the ability, that's got to be so difficult to be able to stay with the best athletes in the world as close as possible. I mean, I can't think of a more difficult position than that.
Maybe being the head coach of the Broncos last year. Nathaniel Hackett, ex Davis guy, is just taking strays all over the place. Sean Payton, 15 years, I believe it was 15 with the Saints, a Super Bowl ring there, is now the new coach of the Denver Broncos. Hackett out after one season, and in just a blistering interview with USA Today, Sean Payton just ethered.
Yes, he did.
Pretty much everything, including Hackett, saying, quote, last year's Broncos, one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL. Woof.
Yeah. Generally someone might say that's, in broadcasting, in a booth, in a show, in a podcast, in a write-up. But to be a current coach, to take over that team, that's generally taboo,
right?
But he went for it.
Nope, he absolutely went for it. He went on to say there were 20 dirty hands around quarterback Russell Wilson's career worst season. 20 dirty hands. So I wonder, does that mean 20 different people did bad things, or was it 10 and both of their hands? I don't know.
We need further explanation, Sean.
Everything I heard about last season, we're doing the opposite. He also took aim at Hackett's new employer, the Jets, where he is the offensive coordinator, and they traded for Aaron Rodgers. Quote, it doesn't happen often where an NFL team or organization gets embarrassed, and that happened here. Part of it was their own fault relative to spending so much blanking time trying to win the offseason. The PR, the pomp, the circumstance, marching people around and all this stuff. We're not doing any of that. The Jets did that this year. You watch. Hard Knocks, all of it. I can see it coming. Remember when Dan Snyder put that dream team together? I was at the Giants in 2000. I was a young coach, and I thought, how are we going to compete with them? Dion's there now. That team won 8 games. So listen, just put the work in. Well, you can tell what he's trying to do. He's trying to hop in cannonball style and just change the culture.
Yeah, that's a quick change. And look, put the spotlight on me, take it off some of these other guys. He's got a great resume. He's probably safe with his job for a while, I would say, but you never know. But he's taking a different tact, that's for sure.
Incidentally, the Broncos host the Jets on October 8th.
Yes.
Yeah, that is that's going to be quite interesting. There's a lot of bulletin board material.
Yeah.
For that.
That was surprising, though, that he did that to me. I don't claim to know Sean Payton, but he was swinging away.
He really was, and it's interesting that he chose that forum, but good for USA Today. He went on to defend Russell Wilson. He said he's got plenty of gas left in the tank, and we ran that kid through the car wash 100 times now, but that's a storyline. How's this going to look? How's it going to work? You know what? We're fixing to find out, as Bill Parcells, his mentor, used to say. And as far as Hackett and GM George Payton's treatment of Wilson, he said there's so much dirt around that. There's 20 dirty hands for what was allowed, tolerated in the frickin' training rooms, the meeting rooms, the offense. I don't know Hackett. A lot of people had dirt on their hands. It wasn't just Russell. He didn't just flip. He still has it. This BS that he hit a wall, they couldn't get a play in. They were 29th in the league in pre-snap penalties on both sides of the ball. That wasn't his fault. That was the parents who allowed it. He's not wrong,
right? There's some good facts behind that.
You could, you could argue, that he could have just simply said, "We're changing things,"
and
we'll leave it at that. But like you said, he's putting himself out there, and I think that's something that's going to help win the locker room. I think he's kind of creating, and this is a great psychological trick, an us versus them mentality.
Yeah.
Nobody believes in us, et cetera, et cetera.
I know when that's done, and there's probably some tact behind this and reason behind it, but like, let's do that from a guy like Russell Wilson's perspective, who's had a Hall of Fame career and has, he's at the back end of his career, but he has a coach saying that for him. Do you think he feels, what do you think he feels about that? Not necessarily per se to Sean Payton, but the fact that he's kind of putting some things out there as almost an excuse for him.
Russell Wilson?
Uh-huh. Because I mean, me a little bit, I mean, like, okay, that's cool, coach, but like, yeah, right. I still made some bad throws. Yeah. I didn't have a great year. Yeah, we could have got the plays in quicker. Yeah, there were some things that could have been done better, but I'm also out here still performing.
Well, I'll give you one more quote on Sean Payton because I think that's going to help answer your question, at least for me. He was talking about Russell Wilson having a strength trained personal coach or whatever in the locker room and all that stuff. The GM, the president, everybody else watched it all happen. Now, a quarterback having an office and a place to watch film is normal, but all those things get magnified when you're losing. And all that other stuff, I've never heard of it. We're not doing that. I think what Sean Payton's doing with his superstar Super Bowl winning quarterback is, look, if he said that when I think it was his opening press conference, he was like, yeah, that's not happening. But then it's also one of those breakdown build up things. Mm-hmm. And I imagine they've had, there's a picture of them, Russ and Sean Payton at a Nuggets playoff game sitting courtside. I imagine they've had several talks where Sean's like, look, I came back because of you. I took a year off and I'm back in coaching because of you. I know you got gas in the tank. I believe in you. I know that you were coached terribly last year. I saw it on TV. You made me come back. I believe in you. That being said, I think you're the first guy to admit you did some things wrong. We're not doing any of that crap. Your guy's not allowed around. So in a sense, he's kind of correcting Russell Wilson and putting pressure on Russell Wilson, but also showing that we're holding hands in the fire together and I'm going to walk through flames with you. And I think that has a great effect on some athletes.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see now that he's been around a little bit and, there's been some quirky natures kind of tagged to Russell Wilson, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will see.
New opportunity.
Absolutely. And honestly, I tend to agree with Sean Payton and I'm sure that is his thought process. I'm very bullish on Russell Wilson. I really truly am. They lost at least one of their top receivers last year. This is a guy in Russ Wilson that has shown time and time again he's a pretty damn good quarterback. And hell, last year he had 3,500 yards and 16 touchdowns. Now he had 11 picks and a career low 60.5 completion percentage, but you're also getting sacked all over the place. A career high 55. 55 sacks for Russell Wilson. I think he was fighting for his life last year. I'm not trying to say that he's going to come back and, be Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady incarnate, but he's also 34 years old.
Yeah. He's got a pretty good play caller for him.
That's exactly right. We'll take a break. When we come back, John Fisher just continues to
John Fisher.
Like, I feel like, is he pledging a fraternity? Did somebody dare him? We'll explain the latest disgusting thing the A's owner did next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Twitter's pretty solid.
I just feel like
if you leave it alone,
like, why can't there just be like an app for sports specifically? All the Discords, takes. How about that?
As for the Takes app, Chris Watkins just got a slap in the face of reality here. How's it going?
It already exists.
What?
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Find special savings on top brands like DeWalt. Right now, save $60 when you buy a DeWalt impact driver or drill for just $99 each. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members will earn 3 times the bonus points when shopping the Pro Zone. Shop in-store and online today. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. DeWalt offer valid 7/17 through 8/2. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 7/28. Subject to change.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell, Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Summer's a time of strikes. With 26,216 strikeouts so far in the 2023 baseball season, MLB is on pace for a potential top 5 total in strikeouts. 3 years post-pandemic, a growing number of frustrated employees are threatening their own strikeouts. Workers from Hollywood writers and actors to UPS employees have made the threat. A tight labor market is usually the best time to do so, as there is less potential for replacement workers. Higher wages due to these strikes could continue to drive inflation and force the Federal Reserve to continue its monetary tightening policy. Nationally, home prices have risen for the 4th straight month, but are still down 0.5% over the past year. A lack of housing inventory has been a driving force for these price increases, even with average mortgage rates near 7%. Prices in some Midwest states have risen, while cities like Seattle and San Francisco have seen double-digit losses. With a lack of inventory and high interest rates, will hopeful homebuyers find a place to call home or strike out? How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Hello, Sacramento. Doug Christie here, and I have something to share. Recently, I asked myself to determine the one most indispensable thing I use to do my job, the one I couldn't do without. The winner, forget the phone, which I live on, and the video editor, which makes my life understandable. The winner was the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Yes, the one I tell you about each week keeps me going comfortably supported, pain relieved, and vital. So it strikes me that if Good Feet is the most important go-to tool to relieve pain or just keep me going, shouldn't you give it a try? I think so. Come to the Good Feet store today for a free, no obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk. Experience the comfort, balance, and support of the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Get ready for a night with Cole Swindell. The 2023 ACM Song of the Year winner hits Heart Health Park at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Saturday, September 9th for the CITP2 Fest. And Cole's bringing some friends like Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, Matt Stell, and more. Tickets start at $40 at CITPFest.com.
Attention home services contractors who want to grow their business with more leads while leveraging their marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors from architects to landscapers to participate in our advertising co-op. For less than $2,100 per month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. And because there's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, your lead potential is unlimited. Generate more leads than you ever thought possible. Be one of only 3 subcontractors in a category and receive $1 million a year in advertising by leveraging the power of a united group. That's subcontractorsunited.com or Google Subcontractors United for more information. But hurry, categories are filling up.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning and happy Friday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. Bronny James, the eldest son of Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, has been discharged from the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Bronny James was taken in after suffering cardiac arrest Monday in a practice at USC. The injury bug has already found its way around NFL training camp as Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was carted off the field during Thursday's practice with an apparent calf injury yesterday. This according to head coach Zach Taylor. No word has been given on the severity of the injury or the timeline for Burrow's return. What was 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's mindset going into training camp yesterday? You can read more about that right now at SactownSports.com. And all your 49ers training camp coverage on Sactown Sports is brought to you by Power Business Technology. Power Business Technology, call them for all your business copier needs at 1-844-POWER-BZ or go online at PowerCopiers.com. The Giants are back in action tonight as they host the Boston Red Sox for a 3-game series at Oracle Park. First pitch at 7:15. As a reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the River Cats Report. What's going on with the Giants AAA squad? The River Cats Report.
All right, Dave, let me tell you about the River Cats Report.
Tell
Those
me.
cats, they have won 4 of their past 6, so let's go. They're streaking. They're getting hot at the right time. They've hit home runs in each of their past 6 and 9 of their past 10 games. So you want to go out to the park and see some dangers. Check out your River Cats, but also they got some other things for you to do because the River Cats host the Reno Aces starting at Tuesday, August 1st. You can always get all your tickets, any kind of promotional things coming up at rivercats.com. But for more incentive, we got to get you out to the park. Guess what's coming? It's
What?
Marvel Defenders of the Diamond Night.
Oh, my God.
That returns a week from Saturday. You get to maybe pregame meet and greet with Captain America and Black Panther with the Defenders of the Diamond ticket pack. So a lot of different things going out there with River Cats. And we've said it before many times. It's a good time out there at the park.
It is. It
Got
really
good
is.
baseball here. Connected to the Giants. Still a great park after all these years. I mean, you think about it. 20 plus years.
Yep.
Park has held up.
Beautiful
It's a good
park.
time out. So go out and support.
Get out.
Your Sacramento
Go.
River Cats.
You know, normally I give you an A grade for that report, Jason, but I'm a little disappointed in you this morning talking about Dangers without mentioning Danger. You don't see Danger, too.
Oh, dang.
It's just
Mascot?
implied.
No.
It was an implied dinger.
I feel like you have to go Danger before Dangers, and you went Dangers before Danger.
Personal foul, implied dinger on the offense. That is a 10-minute penalty. First inning. That's his call. I stuck up for you. Go to review.
Am I done for 10 minutes?
No.
Also, you sticking up for him?
Wow,
Technical foul on you.
I just got a technical foul.
All I said was,
Come find me. See what happens.
what do you do with that?
Yeah, what? Those aren't hedge clippers.
That's kind of a veiled insult to Jay if you really think about it.
No kidding.
Wow, sorry.
I mean, could be accurate, but still. But we didn't talk about those things anymore.
All right, go out and see Dinger.
Yeah, go out and see Dinger and the Dingers.
Yes.
Dinger and the Dingers.
Yeah.
Sounds like a 50s band.
Yeah, it does.
Dinger, they sang that thing you do.
Hey, and dare I say, a lot more affordable than going to the A's game next weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna mention that. I wanna start with the A's and their renderings for a new stadium.
Oh.
Remember when we saw the renderings for that Vegas stadium, and there was a lot of experts that were saying you can't do that on 9 acres.
Yeah.
It's physically impossible. Well, it turns out the A's are like, you got us. Go ahead and throw it away. Throw those in the trash. Now listen, whether it's Golden One Center, whether it's the proposed stadium for Sac Republic, which we'll talk about later when we have Marcos Breton on, and the mayor. Marcos will be joining us at 7:27, the mayor at 8:43. It is fairly normal for initial renderings of a stadium / arena to be different and sometimes markedly different from the final product.
Sure.
That's
yeah.
But a design team hasn't even been picked for the stadium. There will be a final choice made around November, which means nobody knows what the building will actually cost until then, when a construction management firm will analyze both proposals and arrive at projected price tags. According to A's Director of Design, Brad Schrock, Sounds like a Flintstone. You saw renderings in the newspaper. Wad those up for now. We are really encouraging them to think creatively about the different ways to solve the problem. It'll be fun to see what we get back. There is a teachers group now that is trying to block the stadium and get a deal overturned via referendum. The Las Vegas Review-Journal, which is now being accused of being in the pocket of the A's and the governor, blocked the teachers group on Twitter. Then, after pressure, apparently unblocked them, but they're calling them stadiums over schools, which is literally the exact opposite of what they're doing. And it just goes to show you this is incredibly scammy.
Yeah.
But that's not all. That is not all, Jason Ross, because on top of that, there is another Sell the Team night.
Yes.
Coming up.
Planned for the Giants and A's, right?
Yeah, planned for the Giants and A's. Here's the fun part, though. The A's have decided to use dynamic pricing. And now tickets to go see the A's play at this this Sell the Team game, they're now more expensive than opening night.
This doesn't sound like John Fisher.
The cheapest ticket to the next reverse boycott, the cheapest ticket, we're talking like sitting upper row, third deck type of thing, is $44. The average get-in price for the A's is $10. They have more than quadrupled. Saw that, Jay. More than quadrupled the price.
Shut up.
They have more than quadrupled it. And that doesn't include all the parking fee, none of that.
Someone's got to pay for the artist renderings.
I did double check that on Ticketmaster. So you are correct. It is $44. The next game against the Giants. So that's the August 5th through 6th series, right?
Yeah.
So 44 for that game, 27 for the second game too. Every game after that, every single remaining home game, and against some really good teams, by the way, $10.
What is the old adage like? If you're willing to steal for me, you're willing to steal from me. Therefore, I cannot trust you. At what point do baseball fans and baseball in general? At what point do they say, if they're doing this to Oakland fans, but for the grace of God, and this is they're not hiding it anymore.
Yeah,
Jason.
yeah. I know it was the week you were gone. I was working in Vegas, and I told Jay this, very informal, unofficial, but between Uber and cab drivers, it was universal. I would just start asking, "Yeah, what do you think about the like?" Yeah, we want baseball. I don't trust that owner. We don't want that team. That team's terrible. Or there was one guy who's playing. He's like, yeah, I think we should bring him here, have him play AAA for a while, and then if they earn, everybody had like a different thought, but none of it was, yeah, we want the A's here. It was, we would like baseball, we'd like an expansion team, or more of the thought of, we don't want this owner, we don't trust him. Why are we paying for this? There was a lot of that. Again, small sample size, but there was nobody that was fully on board.
My guy, Steve Cofield, who does Cofield & Co. for ESPN down there, was on with him a couple months ago, and they asked about it. And then I was really surprised because I had not talked to him about it. But to your point, he was like, yeah, we don't really want John Fisher here either. We want baseball.
Yep.
But we'd rather have an expansion team. What's funny is they're in a bad spot now because you get the feeling, and I think they're worried about this, that if they were to openly revolt and reject this, that baseball might punish them and not put them up for the next expansion round.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because I think right now you can tell that the number one thing fan-wise is the Golden Knights because that's theirs.
Absolutely.
Like Raiders are fine.
Yes.
But the Knights are their team.
That's right.
So
Homegrown.
they really love that.
Homegrown.
And
champions.
If they got the Las Vegas whatever baseball team, not the A's, that would be their team, and I think they would be all in as well.
I think if they were asked, would you rather have expansion or would you rather have the A's and John Fisher, I think it would be something like, and if that meant you had to wait, let's say 4 more years.
It might be 99%.
Seriously, for real. They would wait in order to get something else. And this just goes back to something I just hope I see before I die. There is a way. There is an actual possible way to block this move and to keep the A's in Oakland, along with a lot of other things, but it ain't easy. But I really do hope before you and I pass from this earth that at some point, fans with social media and the way we are all connected now, that fans will understand that they have all the power. It's not the owners. It's not the players. The most powerful entity are fans. The only thing that keeps fans from controlling everything is a lack of organization and infrastructure. And what I mean by that is if there is ever a situation where you're able to get a literal fan union where season ticket prices have $1 added for dues, whatever it may be, and you're able to boast a membership in the hundreds of thousands, and you're able to organize boycotts, you're able to organize picketing advertiser sponsors, reverse boycotts, whatever it may be. This would be one of those situations where if Major League Baseball, and it's going to happen someday, and it's going to be viral, it's going to be something that nobody thought would happen, and maybe it's going to be this, because you're seeing
this is growing.
It is growing. That if all of a sudden, baseball fans all over the country say, you know what, we're not going to another game until you switch this. And it's not 1,000 people per team. It's 10,000 people per team. And all of a sudden you see emptier ballparks, even season ticket holders biting the bullet and saying, you know what, this is worth it. We're not going. Even if it was just for one day, the loss of concession, the loss of parking, the loss of overall revenue, other owners are going to say, oh my God, I've said it before. If you start having 10, 15, 20 people boycotting outside of every A's sponsor, every single one, those sponsors get nervous. When those sponsors, especially when they have a point of sale business where you have customers going in and out and they see, don't support Fred's Electronics because they support John Fisher, and you're turning people away, and you've got TV cameras out there and you've got all the negative advertising in the world, and you pull the blanket off.
Yeah.
That works. You just have to have the organization. I really hope they're on their way to doing this, because it is salvageable. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to 3 for Madness. We'll tell you more about that in just a second. But as I've been doing all week, fellers and fellettes, I want to remind you, my buddy Roy from Roy's Umbrella, he is back. He is back on 1140 at home at Sactown Sports. It's so good to have him back. You're hearing his spots run throughout the day. He is now here with his cape to fly in and save the day for so many of you that are struggling with credit card debt of any kind. You're wondering what to do with your equity. You're worried about rates going insane. But he's always honest. He's always honest. And he has been for all the years he's been on this station. That's why he has a great reputation. And one of the things he's putting out there is jumbo lenders. Jumbo lenders are telling him that a declining markets list has been created. Almost every county in Northern California is on it. Now, if a county's on that list, it means that's going to shrink the loan available to you. And the way you know this, jumbo lenders always move their guides first, is they're far more conservative in their lending than your lower loan amounts. Fannie Mae has already made one guideline change, extending the required seasoning from 6 months to 12 months on cash out loans. What does that mean? That means more changes in the future that limit your ability to borrow against the equity you have. The time is now. And with foreclosures on the rise, almost 7,000 foreclosure starts in the state of California alone in the first quarter. That's up 3% from the previous quarter, up 29% year on year. Most in the country. Get your help. Go to roysumbrella.com, roysumbrella.com, or give them a call, 916-997-4434. And again, roysumbrella.com. Tell me your buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. All right, we continue commercial free. Sports Soccer Radio here on Sactown Sports. It's 3 for Madness right now.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right.
David, before we start,
yeah,
I need you to take a pledge on the air.
Nope.
Please.
Not doing it.
Come on.
You're not. You know what? Take a pledge on the air. I will punch my kid in the ear hole.
It's a very. I'm not asking you to do anything nutso or anything that would perjure you.
I am aware of exactly what you're asking me. I will take that pledge.
Please take the pledge to answer question 1.
It is nutso and it is terrible, but you know what? Just because I love you, I'll do it.
Let's give this a shot. Recently on his podcast, former All-Star Jeff Teague ranked James Harden over Dwayne Wade on his all-time shooting guard list. Both of you, please make an argument in support of Teague's ranking.
Well, recently marijuana was pretty much legalized in the National Basketball Association, and a lot of players have partaken. I'm not accusing Jeff Teague of anything, but do we know what show Jeff Teague was on, by the way, when he said this?
His own.
It was his own. Yeah. And I don't know what the name of his podcast is, but I'm expecting it's Pass the Dutchie to the left-hand side or Roll the Blunt. I don't know what it is, but you got to be high to make that statement. So I would say, if you're asking me to make an argument in support of his ranking James Harden above Dwayne Wade, it's because he was high. If you want an actual argument in favor of it, the only thing I can think of is Jeff Teague is a fantasy basketball player as well and was going purely off statistics, because if you look at the numbers, James Harden scores more, he assists more, he rebounds more, so there's that. But other than a purely statistical comparison, you're talking about a player in Dwayne Wade who has won championships. You're talking about a player in Dwayne Wade who played his entire career with one team.
No.
Excuse me. Most of his career with one team. That's right. He played with 2 teams, right?
3.
Was it 3?
Bulls,
Cavalier and
Cavs.
Bulls.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about the Bulls when he went home to that. Ugh.
But you remember the Cavs?
I did, weirdly enough. Well, apparently I forgot both. But yeah, he played from the time he was 22 to 34 years old with Miami, did everything there. And then as he was winding down, Chicago 1 year, Cleveland 1 year, and then back to Miami for 2 years. So all but 2 seasons of his 15 seasons out of 17 came in Miami. He was loyal. He was a great teammate. He never held the franchise hostage. And guess what? He's got rings around his finger for a reason. So unless you're making a purely statistical without context argument, the only time Dwayne Wade and James Harden should be in the same sentence is when somebody remarks, wow, James Harden, he's no Dwayne Wade. So that would be my defense.
All right, you have failed miserably.
What
Jason,
are you talking about?
Please make an argument
Yes.
for James Harden.
There's a great argument to be made for James Harden. James Harden at some point here, or he's already here on these 3 stats, if they matter to you at all. Currently, in the history of the game, 24 people have scored more points than James Harden. He's going to move up inside the top 20 very soon, probably inside the top 15 of all time. Yeah. He is currently in the top 20 also of all time in assists. He will currently and continue to move up in all time. And he is right now number 3 on his way to number 2 all time. He won't catch Steph Curry, but it made 3-pointers. The point of the sport is to score, to make points. Yeah, he's failed to make a final. No, he made a final with the Thunder. Yeah. But look,
team around him, right?
Yeah, it's the team around him. And, Dwayne Wade has had a great career.
Great career.
But I think James Harden, not only statistically, I don't think he's an appealing style player per se. And I think there's a lot of stuff to throw at James Harden. But statistically, he's going to end up as one of the all-time great players, statistically.
Jason Ross, A+ on the assignment. Congratulations.
Hold on. It's funny you say that. I actually have a picture of James Harden reporting to his career. It's right there in the middle. It's a lot like a Pringles can.
Yeah.
Filled with.
Is that Karl Malone?
Empty calories.
Oh, kind of like French fry Dwayne Wade.
You saying are you comparing Karl Malone to James Harden?
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference?
True.
I don't know.
Charles Barkley also empty calories, correct?
Other than I'm not
Patrick Ewing.
You know, I'm not
empty calories.
I'm glad we're moving on because I'm not putting me in a spot. I'm not defending Carl. I'll defend James Harden.
We're not doing the person.
Yeah. Yes, all empty calories, but not really. James Harden.
Barry Bonds also an empty calorie.
You are a
baseball player.
Guy.
James Harden, perhaps the most overrated player.
Ring culture, Carmichael Dave.
Empty. Does he make his teams better?
Ring culture, Michael
makes the playoffs all the time.
He's the anti-Chris Paul.
Also empty calories.
Chris Paul makes every single team he's on
James Harden's always in the playoffs.
They've also had the same amount of finals appearances.
Yeah, but look at James Harden's teammates too. Usually,
look at Chris Paul's.
Look at the team. No, I totally understand that, but also let's not forget, Chris Paul was with the New Orleans Pelicans for many, many years, which was not surrounded by.
Yeah, Tyson
players.
Chandler.
Oh, excuse me. You're right.
NBA champion.
NBA champion.
Used to dance on couches in Sacramento clubs. True story, by the way.
Why do you guys love James Harden so much?
Huge fans.
Huge fan. Number 2.
Question 2.
According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, he received a text from an NFL head coach stating how much he hates the first 2 weeks of training camp because of injury potential and that the offseason needs to be restructured. Do you agree?
Well, I agree with the first part. I think my only response would be before I can agree is, okay, but what's the restructuring?
Yeah, I don't understand what that would be.
Give me is it no more?
At some point, you were starting a camp.
Yeah.
If there's more time, more runway, less time, it's starting somewhere with some sort of workouts.
Wouldn't that be the more runway thing be the obvious answer?
Give them more time?
No preseason games?
No, I mean, yeah, give them more time for training camp to get in shape, like ease them in more.
But would that also start like with Joe Burrow's? I mean, he was just rolling out. Like with his first practice, if it was 3 weeks ago.
You're also giving him more time, perhaps you could argue, to get injured too.
Yeah.
We need statistics on this. There are numbers, I'm sure, that are there.
Load manage.
Also, probably more bananas, more milk.
Yeah.
More stretchings. Gotta stretch.
I feel like all quarterbacks, it should be mandatory yoga.
Yes. Jason, just do the
stretch.
Oh God, that actually feels really good.
And hold.
What is that muscle on the side of your chest? Is that your oblique?
Sure.
Or is it pronounced oblique?
I don't have it in there.
It's your obliqueus dorsi.
Yeah.
It's your Ken Dorsai.
I agree.
Better muscle than quarterback, right?
And I don't like the idea of anyone getting hurt, much less hurt. And if you're going to get hurt, at least get hurt in a game.
Yeah. Have they thought about playing two-hand touch?
Have they thought about putting them in those big the bubbles?
Yeah.
Where you bounce
How
into
would you
each other?
catch?
Very carefully, one-handed. Odell Beckham's the only guy.
He would be successful.
But at the same time, a little self-correction here. Yesterday my thing was, you know what? Why even play games? Just why even play any preseason other than the cash grab? But then you have Sean Payton coming out and saying, yeah, Nathaniel Hackett didn't play any of his starters in the preseason last year. That's not happening. And you look at what Denver did last year, maybe Sean Payton's onto something.
To be fair, I think Sean Payton was going to find anything that Nathaniel Hackett did and be like, this guy's an idiot. Here's why.
He wore tennis shoes on the field.
Who does that?
I hear you. All right, number 3.
Question 3.
On this day, in 1994, MLB players agreed to strike against the owners. Is this still the most remembered work stoppage in sports history?
I remember being crushed.
Yeah, I think we all were. That was like my first year I really started watching baseball. I was like 8 or 9.
There were so many memorable things that turned into a what-if year. Wasn't Griffey and Matt Williams going nuts?
Yep, the Expos.
Someone was going for 400. Gwen, I think, was batting 390 or something.
Matt Williams doing something crazy that year too? Or did you say that already?
I did.
Oh, sorry. I just rolled over it.
James Harden was really killing it.
That was what, like 2 years into Selig's tenure? For a second, I thought it was Faye Vincent. But
Thanks,
it was
Bud.
It was Giamatti and Vincent that were doing the Pete Rose thing. I think so. That was, I think, what Donald Fear was the rep for the players union. I remember football strikes. I remember the scabs, and all that, but barely.
The 99-50 game NBA season. But I think that's more because the Kings were good that we really remember that.
I agree with you. I think this was the one that really. By the way, that right there is an example of what a union can do when it's a proper union. Say what you want, but players made out quite well in future years because of that. And that's just something the NFL, unfortunately, will have to do if they ever want fully guaranteed contracts for everybody, amongst other things.
Yeah. Was the 99 NBA one, was it Sprewell or Ewing or someone like I got to feed my family too or something like that?
Sprewell.
Well, that wasn't from the lockout. That was
from
he trying to get an extension with the Timberwolves.
That was wasn't that Roger Mason that said
that's the
new season who dis?
That's 2011.
I guess so, because it was a Twitter DM.
Yes,
yeah, that's right. That would have been too early. The other sports work stoppage that always sticks out in my head is, me growing up watching Braves games and Cubs games on TBS and WGN in that era was when you had the Eric Greggs of the world umpires that were just like, I'm part of the game. This is back when they had the big, like, square pad chest protectors. They would chase managers into the dugout. It was basically like a bunch of Steve Javies, if you get that reference, his first couple of years, just ejection happy. And then the umpires got really big for their britches, and they went on strike. And I remember former A's exec Sandy Alderson came in, baseball came in, and they broke them.
Yeah.
They broke them, and most of those umpires never worked again in baseball. They were out, and nobody cared. And ever since then, the umpires, and I'm not necessarily saying this is a good thing, I just remember, and now they are like completely under baseball's thumb. They have no power whatsoever.
And they make all the right calls.
You know what's crazy? So the players decide to strike on this day.
Yeah.
That same night, Kenny Rogers goes out and throws a perfect game in Texas.
And gambler.
Wow.
Yeah, and a great country singer.
He knew when to.
Better country singer or pitcher?
Country singer.
Really? And he threw a perfect, though.
Legendary.
That's great. Yeah, he threw a perfect game. Kenny Rogers sang a perfect song.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is such thing?
And he was in the movie Six Pack.
Gambler. Yeah, he was in Lonesome Dove.
Yeah.
It was great.
I miss Kenny Rogers.
I miss him a lot.
I
Man,
do
Kenny
too.
Rogers Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roasters.
Yes. It was
Good
great.
duets.
Pick the fine time to leave me, Lucille.
With Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton. Islands in the stream. We are
no
in between.
How can we
be wrong? Yes.
Sail away with me.
To another world.
Will we rely on each other?
Love Kenny Rogers and Sticks.
Yes. Love it. Just love it. Damn it. You
Can we
threw
sing
me.
more Kenny?
It's a Kenny Rogers Friday.
Yes, it is.
And he's American.
Just like American Energy Heating and Air.
Coward of the county.
Gosh, I miss.
That was good.
I miss Kenny.
Yeah.
Rogers.
Me too.
He was in We Are the World. He was one of the
Yes.
singers.
Wait, is that what? He's not alive?
Oh my gosh. No, we lost him several years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe,
I'll
has it
be
been
damned.
10?
Has it been 10? I know it's been at least
Oh,
7.
I'm confusing it with Willie Nelson. Never mind. Bye.
Somebody asked me earlier if we still have yellow flags, which are at my home in my office right now, but I did find Jay's hairpiece. This is for you. For the God. American Energy Heating and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable, and also maybe helping out your pocketbook. What? Not just with savings, but how about a job? Gotta have J-O-B if you want to be with me. Well, okay. Go to American Energy Heating and Air, a great local company that prides themselves with everything they do. They're now hiring technicians, looking for a new job. They'll train you. They'll coach you. We'll just imagine the guys out there with a whistle. Come on, you can do better. Do they have training camps? I don't know. Find out.
Great team.
They offer great pay, health benefits, retirement, 401k, and even paid leave. And they're offering a sign-on bonus if you got experience. Hey, listen. What an opportunity for a really, really great gig working for awesome people, a great family-owned company. Call American Energy if you're interested. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent ya. When we come back, big possible Republic news yesterday. And we got the guy that broke the story from the Sacramento Bee, Marcos Breton, will join us next.
The Kings are running it back.
Hammers it off the dribble against Gobert, and he was fouled. Oh, my, what a take that time by Domantas Sabonis, and leads Gobert. That's strong. Two-hand flush off the dribble, thrown down by Trey Lyles.
And welcoming some new faces.
Yes. Toby Jones with 2 more. Now they go to Duarte in the corner for 3, and he rains it down.
Keep it locked on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning and happy Friday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. Bronny James, the eldest son of Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, has been discharged from the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Bronny James was taken in after suffering cardiac arrest Monday in a practice at USC. The injury bug has already found its way around NFL training camp as Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was carted off the field during Thursday's practice with an apparent calf injury yesterday. This according to head coach Zach Taylor. No word has been given on the severity of the injury or the timeline for Burrow's return. What was 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's mindset going into training camp yesterday? You can read more about that right now at SactownSports.com. And all your 49ers training camp coverage on Sactown Sports is brought to you by Power Business Technology. Power Business Technology, call them for all your business copier needs at 1-844-POWER-BZ or go online at PowerCopiers.com. The Giants are back in action tonight as they host the Boston Red Sox for a 3-game series at Oracle Park. First pitch at 7:15. As a reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Sac Republic, despite injuries, are at the top of the standings, or dare I say table, in the USL. Big, what was it, 4-0 the other night? Big win. But yesterday, you open up your friendly neighborhood copy of the Sacramento Bee, a paper I used to deliver in a canvas sack over the seat of my Univega mountain bike.
Wow. How accurate were you on the toss to the door or to the driveway?
Many times I was accurate.
Many.
Good
percentage, not perfect.
Sometimes I was not. Sometimes I corrected it. Sometimes I had to be at school.
Not today.
Yeah, I was 12 years old, and you know what? The California Avenue, Marconi Avenue area of Carmichael, a little hilly sometimes. So did our best. And if you opened that up the other day or logged on this new thing called the intranet, you were able to see the lovely and talented Marcos Breton, who is now risen from column inches in Metro to sports to now he's an editor.
He's everywhere.
He's a suit now, and he's what he rallied against his whole life. He's sold out.
Oh, wow.
I don't mean that as a bad thing.
Okay.
I'm just saying he's a suit now. He's management, but still manages to break news. He's a great friend of ours going back decades now, as a matter of fact. And he joins us today. Marcos, it's Dave and Jason. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
You like that intro?
I am a complete and utter sellout.
Yeah. Boy.
Everything I ever believed, I've sold it all out.
Can you even hold your head up at San Jose State anymore? Are you still a Spartan at heart, or have you?
I am.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I was just we had on a Zoom yesterday with the journalism department. We're going to get a pipeline of Spartans to the Bees. So very much on. Yeah.
So your article was, or should I say your piece, was wide-ranging yesterday, covering a lot of things. Congratulations to you for uncovering all of this and presenting it to the public whose appetite is whetted for so many of these things. Let me ask you, the writer, because you had an investor, you had the stadium being worked on, you had the idea of Sac State perhaps partnering with them. There were so many things that came out of this. What was the one that stood out to you, Marcos, as a longtime Sacramento resident?
Well, what stood out to me more than anything was that despite the big setback from 2021 when Ron Burkle backed out
2 years ago yesterday, by the way.
Oh, wow.
How
about that?
He backed out, left us all at the altar. that Mayor Steinberg and Kevin Nagel, the owner of the Republic, had not given up on it when things had moved on. And at one point Sacramento was ahead of San Diego in the line to get into MLS, and San Diego's been awarded a franchise, and they're going to join the league. While it seemed that Sacramento was kind of dead in this process, and the mayor uses political connections to hook up with Fabian Nunez, who used to be the Speaker of the Assembly, really well connected, like one of the most powerful political consultants in California. And Nunez brought Belinda Stronach to the table. She's a billionaire from Canada. She's got like major investments in horse racing all around the country. She's a member of Parliament in Canada, and so the fact that that was still going on when Sacramento had been left for dead, I think, really stood out to me, and it still remains a great idea for Sacramento. And so the hope now is that this new group is going to be negotiating with MLS in the fall. MLS has its annual meeting in December with all the owners, and it would be great if the idea of Sacramento joining the league was on the agenda. And so that's the goal, and so we're still alive.
So Marcos, when there's been starts and stops, different people involved here, but what would you say now from getting this idea to reality? What's the largest hurdle ahead for Sacramento?
Well, so the San Diego franchise that I just mentioned that was approved by the owners is the 30th franchise. So that's the limit right now for MLS. So if Sacramento is going to be considered to join the league, the owners would have to vote to expand the league beyond 30. So Sacramento had been in the mix to get into the league when it was still considered to only be a 30-team league. So now there'd have to be a whole other vote to make the league even larger. Now it's not impossible. I mean, Phoenix is still in the mix as well, and some other cities. So it can still happen. But part of that process, though, as anyone who's followed this thing as long as, the three of us have for a decade now, is that the purchase price, the franchise fee to get in the door has gone up substantially. The news reports for the San Diego franchise was that the Egyptian billionaire who's going to own the San Diego franchise paid in the vicinity of $500 million just for the franchise fee. That's a lot of money, when a stadium now would probably cost as much. So these are all issues that are going to get discussed, and they're not insignificant, but they're also not insurmountable. And my hope is that having an owner from Canada, having a female owner, she'd only be the second female owner in MLS. I mean, the majority owner. There are other women in other franchises who are smaller investors, but to be the controlling owner would also work in the favor of Sacramento. And just the fact that Sacramento is a viable, exciting market, and we had the dang celebration downtown in the fall of 2019, thinking this was all done. The governor was there, so to close that loop would be really exciting.
Marcos Breton of the Sacramento Bee joining us, and as we mentioned, it was 2 years ago yesterday. Just so happens to be when all those pictures started rolling up on Facebook, memories from the big press conference and Don Garber and all that. And you bring up a great point. There are a lot of hurdles here, and I know Kevin Nagel brought those up yesterday, both in your article, also on television. There's just cautious optimism. There's DRV down that owns the property, Larry and Denton Kelly. There's obviously this new investor. There's the city. There's MLS. There's Kevin. There's a lot of negotiating wheels that need to go on. Here's my question, Marcos, just doing the math that you brought up. So San Diego, $500 million. And you got to think in this day and age of $1, $2, $3 billion stadiums, let's say that there could be a stadium built for $500 million, which would be cheaper than Golden One Center a few years back. That's $1 billion between expansion fee and stadium. And according to Forbes, last year, the most valuable MLS team was LAFC at $900 million. So, if this is a house, you're coming in on reverse equity. Now, I'm going to wrap up my long-winded question here. When Sacramento had Ron Burkle and was going to come into the league, the expansion fee they were expected to pay was somewhere just south of $200 million. You've seen it more than double. What I'm wondering, Marcos, and I'd love your instinct here, do you think there could be some sort of conversation with MLS saying, hey, listen, you gotta retroactive this deal. We're not paying $500 million, nor should we pay $500 million. It's not our fault Burkle backed out of this whole thing, and we got our guy now. This is a great market.
Yeah, and I think, those conversations are definitely going to happen, and I think the league could really clean up that mess from Burkle, because that's what it was. And it's done now. There's no point going back at this point. But that was just a black eye for everybody. And so the ability to make that right, I think, would be a great thing for the league and for Sacramento. And there's going to be negotiations on that front. And I also think there's potentially more the city could do to help the process, and it would be a great catalytic thing for the rail yards, which is not as underdeveloped as it once was, but it's not where we thought it would be, and everything was slowed down by the pandemic. So there's a lot. The stadium is ready to go. All the entitlements have been done. So there's a lot working in Sacramento's favor that I think the MLS could look upon favorably and make a deal to make this happen.
That's Marcos Breton, the great.
Yes.
Marcos Breton producing. And this is why you support local journalism. Go to sacb.com, sign up. This is why. His national journalism is one thing, but it's guys like Marcos. It's guys like how Dale Castler was before he rode off into the sunset, Tony Bijak, and sometimes, but rarely, Ryan Lillis. But there are actual journalists there that do wonderful work. And please do support local journalism, because that's how you get great stories like this. Amigo, love you very much. Thank you so much, as always, for your hard work.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you having a complete sellout on your show.
We'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right,
thanks. Take care. That is Marcos Breton. We are way late for a break. Don't forget, in almost exactly an hour, the mayor will join us, and we'll ask some of those same questions to him when we come back. Does this Joe Burrow injury reinforce how the 49ers approach their quarterbacks? We'll do that next.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. We don't welcome in new sponsors that often, and this one's a little bit different. You've heard of Roy's Umbrella. Roy's Umbrella has been on the station for many, many years, and today Roy is back. He's with me right now. We missed you, Roy. Welcome back to Sactown Sports.
My goodness, thank you. I wish it was under better circumstances, but it's always a pleasure to be taken seriously by folks such as yourself.
And over the next weeks, we'll talk about those circumstances and why people need to act and act quickly when it comes to the real estate market.
Definitely. There's been some obvious panic-prone adjustments from some of the big entities like Fannie Mae. So certainly worth discussing.
Well, welcome back. What's the phone number?
916-997-4434 or roysumbrella.com.
You remember that website, everybody, roysumbrella.com, and you tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa.
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting and waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Hello, Sacramento. Doug Christie here, and I have something to share. Recently, I asked myself to determine the one most indispensable thing I use to do my job, the one I couldn't do without. The winner, forget the phone, which I live on, and the video editor, which makes my life understandable. The winner was the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Yes, the one I tell you about each week keeps me going comfortably supported, pain relief, and vital. So it strikes me that if Good Feet is the most important go-to tool to relieve pain or just keep me going, shouldn't you give it a try? I think so. Come to the Good Feet store today for a free, no obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk. Experience the comfort, balance, and support of the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Hey, sincere thanks to Marcos Breton from the Sacramento Bee. And we're going to have the mayor on in an hour, talk about this. Look, it's a development. It's a big development. I feel comfortable saying, and, full disclosure, I have a bit of a relationship with the owner of the Republic.
Yes.
But I'm not telling any tales out of school when I say, and this was reiterated yesterday, they haven't just been putting their feet up. They want to go MLS.
Yeah.
And Kevin, while owning the team, funding the team, doing all the things he's doing, now he bought the English team.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting after meeting after meeting. I mean, he flew to Toronto and was meeting not that long ago with the new investor that was unveiled yesterday, new possible investor. They've been very focused, but it's a shrinking pool of people where you're like, hey, so it's $300-500 million for a team. It's another 500, 600, 700, whatever it's going to be for stadium. It's Sacramento,
right?
So not probably the hometown of the person coming in here. It's soccer. This is not like open for business. Come on in. This is a tough get. At the same time, they're also fully prepared. If it's not MLS, they're going, okay, well, we've got a great USL team that's made the playoffs every year but one. And that was the year, I believe, that they missed, was the year after Burkle pulled out, and they were kind of all over the place then because they had been prepping for MLS. And I mean, they run a very successful franchise. I think this is a worst case scenario, and I'm air quoting worst case. We get a new outdoor downtown stadium in those rail yards, which is a blight on the front porch of Sacramento that can host concerts, that possibly could host Sac State football. Yeah. And that's good for you, Jason Ross, and everyone you work with. Want to mention, by the way, speaking of Sac State, Andy Thompson,
yes,
head coach.
New coach, Stingers up.
Yeah, he's going to come in for a couple segments in the 9 a.m. hour.
In studio?
Yes.
You better behave.
Right here. We'll take a picture and everything, maybe autograph.
Yeah.
If he's feeling in a good mood.
If he asks us.
If he asks us, maybe we'll ask him what it would be like to play. What does it mean? What does a stadium mean to a program like that? There's a lot of really good things on the horizon.
A lot of potential.
That being said, I totally get the fatigue. From fans.
The starts and stops have happened.
We have been yanked around through no fault of any of the locals, but just by the league, by investors, by so many different things year after year after year. It's like, oh, well, this is going to happen. This could happen. This could happen. Well, these guys have been like, we're not really going to say anything. We're just going to do the work on the down low.
Right.
And when it happens, we'll let you know.
I don't claim to know all the inner workings of all this stuff. But to me, Dave, it seemed like part of the appeal for those that got involved with Golden One Center was all of the available property adjacent to it.
Yes.
So the owners, we're buying the arena, but it's also, I own maybe this garage and this restaurant or this territory. There was a lot more money to be made there consistently.
Yes.
These big ticket items you're talking about, whether it's, expansion fee and or stadium, is there other potential?
Yes.
There
absolutely
there
is.
had to be, I felt, to really be an investor in that.
And we're going to have a mayoral race coming up here in a couple of years. And whether it's our friend Dr. Pan, Steve Hansen, who is a yes vote on the arena, or any of the other candidates, you also hope that that's somebody that's vision oriented. And God knows there's a lot of problems with Sacramento that need addressing as well. But in my vision, and I will not be running this time, by the way, but eventually.
This time. I like there's a little caveat on there.
I'll run eventually. I'll win that thing. And when I am mayor, if it hasn't started already, I'm totally doing it. I just can't do it while I work.
No,
here.
did you say I'll win that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I'm not going to run if I can't win.
Okay.
No, I'll win that thing.
What's your slogan?
Let's do it. Has anybody done that? Let's
just
do it.
Go with that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Whoever it is needs to have the vision to understand that we are very, very close to a reality where you have Golden One Center, which is a state-of-the-art arena. You have an outdoor stadium that is a carriage ride away. And then here's something I've always wanted for Sacramento that is as doable or more than any city in the United States. We should have the mother of all river walks. We have two. We have the Sacramento River. We have the American River, the confluence right there. There is no reason why you can't design a river walk down there that almost connects those districts. And now all of a sudden you have this downtown core that was nothing 10 years ago, 11 years ago, is nothing. And now you've got multiple stadiums, events happening. Oh, hey, here's what's the band you like? Coldplay. Coldplay's playing downtown. Like, well, and then afterwards we're going to go take a ferry ride down the Riverwalk to eat dinner at the place. And then
get ice cream.
Yeah, get ice cream. And what a wonderful night. And all that money. When we were on the RV trip, Mick Cornett, the mayor of Oklahoma City, it's my favorite quote from the whole thing. He said, you cannot be a suburb of nothing. And the strength of a city is entirely tied to the continuity and power of the core. And that quote has always stuck with me. I think it's an incredible way to look at things. And as Sacramento gets into that next generation that our kids and their grandkids are going to be able to enjoy, I think the last 10 years and the next 10 years of this city are going to be quite literally the most important since the days of the gold rush. It's going to be the most advancement. And that's also going to bring, hopefully, if the state can get it together, businesses, big businesses. We need to be a business friendly. And that's my platform. Am I basically running right now?
That sounds like it.
My goodness. Speaking of running, Joe Burrow was running yesterday.
Not well.
No, he was rolling to his right now. What was a seemingly a very normal,
just innocent
rollout. Yeah,
roll to his right, looking downfield, and then something grabbed him.
Yeah, and you talk about reassessing training camps, reassessing all. I said I want to see statistics, and one of the stats I would like to see I'd like to see how much weather involves, like, because you've got cramping, you've got dehydration, you got so many things weather can help cause these issues. And the Niners, who have their training camp in Santa Clara, and are certainly not immune to training camp injuries, but it makes you look at the Joe Burrow situation, and if Joe Burrow ain't playing, the Bengals are screwed.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that has playoff aspirations, made the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. And that goes back to the question I had yesterday. Look, if the Niners seemingly are locking in on Purdy at 1, they've got to lock in on a QB2. Does QB3, if that's Lance or Donald, become an asset enough to where you go, team like the Bengals or team insert another team that, this injury doesn't appear to be that serious?
Yeah, it looks like he'll be back.
But there will be someone, unfortunately, Dak Prescott last year, that misses, maybe it's not the whole season, but 10 games, and you go, hey, we need 10 games of a legit fill-in because we got a team that could do something. And I just don't know if the 49ers might be in that spot.
And no offense to the backup for Joe Burrow, former Bronco great Trevor Siemian, or Folsom's own Jake Browning.
Hey, that's where he is.
Third string, that's where he is. I'm just saying that at least as of now, Jake is not Joe Burrow. Still holding out hope. Jake's young, but, always rooting for the local kids. All right, we will take a break. God, Jake Browning's 27. Are you serious? Oh, that's going to depress me all day long. When we return, we've got Sean Payton going scorched earth.
Yeah, let him have it.
And obviously the Burrow injury, that's coming up at 8:13. Coming up next, though, let's go to the Niners training camp yesterday. Let's recap that, see what we got online, too, at SactownSports.com. We're right back.
Sactown Sports has all your 49ers preseason coverage.
Nick Bosa right through the middle, throws down Matthew Stafford.
Nick Bosa is a rapper and wraps tight underneath.
Backwards pass to McCaffrey, and he's going to throw downfield wide open. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown! Christian McCaffrey can throw.
Catch every 49ers preseason game on Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Get ready for a night with Cole Swindell. 2023 ACM Song of the Year winner hits Heart Health Park at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Saturday, September 9th for the CITP2 Fest. And Cole's bringing some friends like Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, Matt Stell, and more. Tickets start at $40 at CITPFest.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Chrysler's Make This the Summer event?
More savings than we've had all year, with up to $13,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 Limited, Laramie, and Bighorns. Or you can save up to $5,000 off MSRP, plus get thousands more with 2.9% financing for 72 months.
Just one of the many reasons Hoblet is the #1 Ram truck dealer in California and #3 in the nation.
That and the fact we have the best selection of those hard-to-find heavy-duty trucks, with savings up to $5,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram Ram 2500 crew cabs. If you need a new truck, you won't find a better selection with over 600 available and the most savings on the truck you want.
CY Hoblet continues to be California's #1 Ram truck dealer with more customer service awards than anyone else in Northern California. Stop by the Ram Truck Center today or search, select, and save through our whole inventory at hobletdodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period.
13,000 total net savings after 8,000 factory rebates and 5,000 dealer discounts. Rebates is based on 10% of MSRP. Must be California resident qualified. 2.9% special APR in lieu of factory rebate on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. 1516 per thousand borrow. Sample VIN 631836. 5,000 total net savings on 2023 Ram 2500 Longhorns after 5,000 dealer discount. 5 or more at each net savings. See dealer for details.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning and happy Friday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. Bronny James, the eldest son of Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, has been discharged from the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Bronny James was taken in after suffering cardiac arrest Monday in a practice at USC. The injury bug has already found its way around NFL training camp, as Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was carted off the field during Thursday's practice with an apparent calf injury yesterday. This according to head coach Zach Taylor. No word has been given on the severity of the injury or the timeline for Burrow's return. What was 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's mindset going into training camp yesterday? You can read more about that right now at SactownSports.com. And all your 49ers training camp coverage on Sactown Sports is brought to you by Power Business Technology. Power Business Technology, call them for all your business copier needs at 1-844-POWER-BZ or go online at PowerCopiers.com. The Giants are back in action tonight as they host the Boston Red Sox for a 3-game series at Oracle Park. First pitch at 7:15. As a reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. You know, I've told this before. Those of you longtime listeners and viewers on YouTube, and of course on 1140 and on the Sactown Sports app, I try to pay it forward. I may not go to team events if I can help it, but I try to pay it forward. I try to always have a big bag of trail mix in here. I feel like that's universal. Everybody can snack on it, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like then you get bothered when everybody snacks on it.
I don't. I get bothered because I think that
one person snacking.
I think team members are taking advantage. I got bothered only by the fact that somebody was picking out all the M&Ms from the trail mix.
Oh yeah.
And then so every day I'll have like a tiny handful, you know, maybe two. And I know I did yesterday. And this thing, I know it was almost full because I thought to myself, wow, this has been here for like a week. It's still almost full.
And it wasn't even in this room anymore.
Yeah, I come in today, and I was in the other room with Jay and you guys. Bags in the other room, and it is less than it's about a third full now. Somebody pounded this trail mix yesterday.
I think you should feel good about the idea that that some of the people here that are not on the upper echelon of the pay scale.
I've said that before,
and you are providing them a healthy snack.
I am,
which beats the alternative of what they would have to turn to.
I do feel good about that.
There you go.
But I just worry if there's multiple people here that are like that, and maybe the other person isn't getting their fair crack.
Some are probably more malnourished than others.
Is somebody just opening it up like hippo style and just
some
like
are just aggressive. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. You try to do something nice, and someone's going to make a gif out of that. Niners training camp
wouldn't be the first one.
Was Brock Purdy Day.
Yay, Brock's back.
And a couple reminders in case you had forgotten or did not know, you've been under a rock. The folks here at Sactown Sports, we are your home this year of the 2023 World Champion San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, I call it. Or 24. I don't know. Still haven't figured that out yet. We are the home, though, of the San Francisco 49ers. And also, even before we were the home, we had a great digital team, including Emil Fragoso, who goes down to Niner training camp each and every day, takes an Amtrak or drives or does whatever, gets down there, and he's got some great stuff at Sactown Sports, including Brock Purdy saying it, quote, felt like Christmas.
How about that?
The night before 49ers training camp. Is that a remark at the climate? Was it cold?
I don't think so.
Or their presence?
Oh, I hope so. His presence was there, yes. Well, the funny thing about that, so yesterday was a throwing day for him. We heard from John Lynch. There were no restrictions yet. They have restrictions, so we're trying to understand that. What I found interesting yesterday, I don't know, I follow a handful of 49er people that cover this team, and same people were at this practice.
Yeah.
Purdy looked great. Little rusty, maybe some drops, but he looked great too. Purdy looked very rusty, was not on his game. No concern, but I didn't like the way he looked. It's like, well, people were at the same practice. I guess it's all in how you look at things.
I have stats.
Yeah?
Brock Purdy yesterday, 3 of 10 with an interception.
That doesn't sound great.
That's a 30% completion rate.
Below his norm.
Is he washed? Trey Lance, 2 of 5 and a dropped interception.
Oh, so now we're counting dropped interceptions. Okay.
Yeah, somebody almost intercepted it.
Yeah, someone wanted him to throw an interception, but they dropped it.
Sam Darnold, 3 of 5.
Okay.
Brandon Allen, 4 of 5.
I think we're learning they have this in the reverse order.
I think so too.
Brandon Allen, QB1, Darnold, QB2,
Lance
3, and Brock. I mean, maybe cut.
Maybe, maybe Brock Purdy is pretty close to getting the old axe there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
But what if there's, 10 practices like this for Brock Purdy? I mean, I wouldn't worry at all about one. And I don't know. I guess, is that the situation? Is Brock Purdy in enough? Basically, the quote you read the other day from Kyle Shanahan, it sounded like he could have a bunch of these and be fine.
It did.
But I know fans get antsy. I don't think I would love to have that going into the season where you're like, man, Purdy doesn't look great.
I think where it comes to when you made the reference to the two different, people were at the practice and had different things. So statistically, 3 of 10 and an interception.
Doesn't sound good.
But you also had people that were at that practice saying, yeah, his numbers weren't great, but what everybody was looking at was his snap, his throw, his velocity, and it looked fantastic.
Which is really the most important thing right now for him.
Didn't look like he'd missed a beat, velocity-wise, arm, all of that stuff. Yeah. His footwork looked good. His speed looked good, and he was just rusty.
Yeah.
And I tend to go with that angle.
Yeah.
Like, he's 3 of 10. We don't know how many of those 7 misses were his fault. What if it was great coverage? What if it was a slow play that was designed to be broken up? What if the receiver dropped it? You know what I'm saying?
Higher risk throws. Did he look downfield more? It's like, you know what? I'm going to try a couple things downfield as opposed to, I got a tight end releasing over here. I know I'm going to complete that, but let me take the deep shot here.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. And obviously down the road, we'll get more of a read on that. Here's Kyle Shanahan on Purdy.
Man, I hope Brock's not as bad as they're saying. And what's going to be our plan B? We're going to have to go get Phillip Rivers, someone like that, for the Super Bowl, because that's what I'm thinking, because I didn't think Jimmy was going to be ready. And all I'm thinking is, man, I hope Brock's not as bad as they're saying. And I hope someone like Phillip Rivers is working out and ready to go here in 2 weeks, because that's still our plan.
He didn't say Matt Ryan.
He didn't.
It goes back to yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you got the quarterbacks going at it, doing their thing,
but do you think it'll be like this for camp and or preseason? Like, it does feel like the Niners want to make him QB1.
Yes,
but until that's like crystal clear, I guess I think this will happen. Like, if Trey Lance has a better preseason game, or Darnold, or people keep saying, well, Darnold looks to be the best one out here. Whatever stuff people will say, oh, Matt, Brandon Allen, don't sleep on him. He's the best guy. Until that's clear, I feel like we're going to get that.
Yeah.
On the comps.
And you've also got, let's just be honest. I mean, let's just put the hat on for a second. Tim Kawakami talked about this a little bit too, and we mentioned him yesterday in his great interview with Kyle Shanahan. The 49er fan base, in large margin, has been conditioned for years now to make quarterback controversies perhaps the most consistently talked about thing with this team. Even when Jimmy Garoppolo was going great, it's quarterback. When you talk about, and I'm not, MC will love this segment here, one of our listeners, but I'm not big on, the whole fake news media and agenda and all. I think it's completely overblown, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Local journalism is like a lot of local journalism on any format has changed so much over the last 5 to 10 years. And now instead of, hey, here's your salary and write the stories you want that matter, these guys and girls are getting quarterly reviews. This is way inside baseball here, but I think it matters. It should matter to people. You're getting quarterly reviews based on hit counts. Everything is web related now. Very few people subscribe to the paper like we talked about with Marcos that gets thrown on your porch.
Yeah.
It's view counts.
Sure.
I'll just bet that other than breaking news, the most consistently viewed articles about the 49ers for years now have been quarterback controversy.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And what that does is that presents to the fan base that there's a perpetual quarterback controversy. So why would you get off your cash cow now instead of just presenting it? Jason, doesn't everything we are seeing and hearing, and maybe we're wrong, but doesn't it all point to the fact that there's no drama? Brock Purdy's your QB1, and it's a fight for the QB2. Whichever Darnold or Lance is not there will be QB3, and that's incredibly drama-free and boring and doesn't sell papers and doesn't get web hits, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going on in a lot of cases here. And so you're right, to your point, there will be daily snap counts each and every day and magnifying glasses on everything.
But I think there's some within reason to believe that there could still be a controversy based on the draft equity it took to get Trey Lance. And again, he's still picked that high. And I don't think people are done with him. And then when you get another guy that's been picked that high and Sam Darnold, when you have the two already, it was almost a curious, like we thought they would need another quarterback. And honestly, the name that was mentioned in the offseason was a guy like Matt Ryan, like an experience, like, hey, he's probably not going to play, but look, if you get in a spot like you were in the NFC Championship game, we could go to Matt Ryan and the team can exist. You Phillip Rivers, whatever it might be. But then it was Sam Darnold. It's like, wait a minute, this guy's not washed yet, we don't think.
Right.
And he's been on 2 bad teams, but if he's on this team, maybe, and wow, everybody's talking about his arm. So it just feels like they've given enough of that stuff as an organization. These aren't the riders. This is people like decision makers going, we felt like we need to have 3 and even now a 4th quarterback.
I think they're scarred from last year, obviously. That's no secret. They're scarred from last year and what happened. When you look back at the history of this team, at least recently in the Shanahan era, it's been a pretty consistent quarterback situation, with the exception of injuries. It's when they got Jimmy Garoppolo, it was Jimmy Garoppolo. And then Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt, and oh, hey, look, there's Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy steps up and does his thing. I agree with you. There's still, if Purdy comes out and he's rusty and that rust turns into more rust and all that, and you'll start hearing those murmurs. But Purdy comes out and looks like himself, and Lance is having a great camp, and Darnold, they all have great camps. Do you have much doubt Purdy's going to be QB1?
If they all have great camps, no, it's probably Purdy.
I don't think that's telling tales out of school. Yeah. But again, we'll look to more of that as Emil Fregoso and the rest of our staff that does go down there. Make sure you check out SactownSports.com for all the latest. And also coming up in about 50 minutes, we will have Niners at 9 as well. Check that. I apologize. At 9 a.m., we will have Andy Thompson on for Niners at 9. We'll be talking Niners throughout the morning, though, when we come back as we keep rolling on. Don't forget, Mayor Steinberg will join us at 8:43. Let's get into NFL news. Sean Payton goes scorched earth on Nathaniel Hackett, Joe Burrow, Jalen Ramsey, and some other news. But also, right now, let's talk about my guy, Roy. Roy's umbrella. Back where he belongs on Sactown Sports. Roy, been a friend of the station for a long, long time. Got to welcome him back this week, and I'm really excited. Now, just so you know, there's so much stuff going on in the world of real estate. Roy's going to join us each and every week to come on and talk with me. Instead of this type of conversation we're having, Roy's going to be a part of it and let people know what the latest news is, maybe a great rate, a great deal, a great program, making sure that you have a guy like him out there working full-time, making sure that you are saving money both short and long term. One of the big reasons why Roy has such a sterling reputation, it's much like with the other sponsors I talk about here. Believe it or not, we're not just cash grabbing. Anyone who wants to partner up on this show, we kind of put them through a process. Have lunch with them, get to know them, talk to some of their clients, do research. The last thing I want to do, I'm going to be 20 years in this business next year. I don't want to prop somebody up and have you go and say, Dave, I had a bad experience. That crushes me. I'm not joking. It really does. I don't want that to happen, and I honestly can't remember it happening. And we're in year 19 right now. That's certainly not going to happen with Roy. Integrity, ethics, honesty, and he will help guide you through the rapids of the real estate world. 916-997-4434. That's 916-997-4434. Or roysumbrella.com. In the world of the NFL training camp, we are now, less than a week away from the Hall of Fame game?
Yeah, right? Next Thursday, correct.
Goodness gracious. I got the Hall of Fame game. My birthday's the next day. What a great
how about that? A week from today?
Week from today.
Celebrity birthdays.
Yeah. Wait, is it a week? I'm sorry. It's 2 weeks. Forgive me.
No.
It's 2 weeks. No, you're right. It's 2 weeks from today. I forgot that's how old I am.
Yeah.
I got my own damn birthday. Yesterday, we had Joe Burrow carted off the field with a calf injury, but all signs point to it being hopefully a minor injury. The NFL and the Bengals certainly can not deal with losing a superstar like that. Jalen Ramsey of the Dolphins will undergo surgery on his left meniscus, according to former Niner coach, now Dolphin coach Mike McDaniel. And the team will not have him for at least the next couple of months. He was injured towards the end of yesterday's practice, was carted back to the locker room. An MRI revealed damage to his meniscus, and there is no timetable for his return other than over a couple of months. So that's a really tough break, no pun intended, for the Dolphins.
Yes, for sure. And super gifted. I mean, that team and that division, we talked about that division being one of the best in football. The AFC East is loaded. There's more talk about the Jets with Aaron Rodgers and Hard Knocks and all that stuff. But the Dolphins had a good year last year. The Bills have been good. You still love the Belichick Patriots. So good division.
Sean Payton is the new head coach of the Denver Broncos, the old head coach of the New Orleans Saints. He took a year off. He is back. He talked to USA Today in an article that came out yesterday in which he said Nathaniel Hackett's coaching job of the Broncos last year was much the worst coaching he's ever seen. And they're doing things differently. And so there were a lot of dirty hands when it came to Russell Wilson and his down year last year. Jason, whether I agree or don't agree with the way Sean Payton went about talking, like I said earlier, I have a really hard time believing that Russell Wilson's washed because it's such an outlier what happened.
Yeah, and then you go to Sean Payton's side of things here for a coach, more times than not, I feel like coaches play it safe. Like, hey, look, we're just looking to improve, want to get better, win the day, coaching cliches. But he's blasted the former coach.
Yeah.
He knows his own resume. I think Sean Payton's got a lot of confidence. I was a little surprised, even if we go back to him taking that job. I think when he was out for a year, a lot of people thought he could take just about any job he wanted. Not that Denver's a bad job. There's great tradition and history there. But the AFC is loaded. That division is pretty tough, certainly with the Kansas City Chiefs in it. But he's like, look, I'm going to blast everyone that was here. I'm confident in my own ability. And a lot of his success is going to hinge on if he can get more out of Russell Wilson.
I agree with you. And I think Russell Wilson with Javonte Williams. And don't sleep on Samaje Perine. Remember, he was a very, very good backup and a guy that can carry the ball and fill some downs there. Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton now both back healthy and running around for Russell Wilson. They picked up Mike McGlinchey. This is a team to watch because look, no offense, but let's be honest. Nathaniel Hackett was a disaster last year. I mean, and I hate to say it for a guy that has local ties, but he just was an absolute disaster last year. I think Peyton mentioned 29th in the league in pre-snap penalties.
Yeah.
They were having problems getting plays out in time, timeout, clock management, all the things where coaches really need to be on top of things. They were terrible. So Sean Payton has really nowhere to go but up. And he also mentioned, by the way, as far as Hard Knocks go, we're not doing that. That's the Jets doing this, and Nathaniel Hackett's over in New York with the Jets. Robert Saleh, another former Niner coach, and now coach of the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers, said this about Sean Payton's comments.
Well, I'm not going to acknowledge Sean on that. He's been in the league a while. He can say whatever the hell he wants. But but as far as, what we have going on here, I kind of live by saying, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So hate away. Obviously, we're doing something right if you got to talk about us when we don't play you till week 4. And I'm good with it. The guys in our locker room, they've earned everything that's coming to them, and really excited about what's going on. I think Hackett's doing a phenomenal job here. The coaching staff is doing a phenomenal job, and we're focused on us. I get it. There's a lot of external noise. There's a lot of people who are hating on us. There's a lot of people looking for us to fail. There's a lot of crows pecking at our neck. But all you can do is spread your wings, keep flying high until those crows fall off and suffocate from the inability to breathe. It's a whole nother analogy I'll get into later. But really, really excited about the group we have, the coaching that's going on. And but I'm going to keep our focus on us and making sure that we're prepared every single day to do the best we can and learn from our past and grow with every moment that we have.
There was a lot in there.
Is Robert Saleh like my long lost cousin? That was one of my analogies.
A lot of crows.
Which one?
The first one, if you ain't, what was it? You don't have haters, you ain't popping.
I question, would anybody say that Nathaniel Hackett is quote unquote popping?
No, unless he's popping Advil because he has got a headache.
Wrong Jets coach.
Oh, sorry. Let me see if I can find
Spread your wings, keep flying high until those crows fall off and suffocate from us. There's a lot of people looking for us to fail. There's a lot of crows pecking at our neck. But all you can do is spread your wings, keep flying high until those crows fall off and suffocate from the inability to breathe. It's a whole nother analogy I'll get into later. But really, really excited.
Wait, so are we birds? Like they're pecking at our necks, but we fly above the crows?
I feel like Sean Payton is one of the birds. Is pecking. Did you say birds pecking at a crow's neck?
No, the crow's pecking at your neck, but you got to spread your wings and fly high and make them fall.
So
we're birds.
We're birds?
I think so. Let's hear it again. Right?
Yeah,
I think that's what he's saying.
We need a whiteboard here.
Hating on us. There's a lot of people looking for us to fail. There's a lot of crows pecking at our neck. But all you can do is spread your wings, keep flying high until those crows fall off and suffocate from the inability to breathe.
So the birds can't breathe up there?
But we have wings and can fly,
and we can breathe just fine,
and we're good.
But these crows, they're
crows
just
who have wings, literally flying around
too high now.
Is that a quote from The Notebook, where they're like, "I'm a bird, you're a bird"?
That
was a different version. Notebook 2.
Yeah, I don't think that was. I true or false? Robert Saleh made up that analogy on
true, and he said more on it later. So we're going to get a sequel to this.
I think
was it more on it later or more on it later?
Yeah.
Would that be one like when you're in the coaches meeting and he's saying that?
What did you?
What?
This is one of the few times, in fact, maybe the only time ever I've wished I was a New York sports media member because I would 100% be in the next scrum. Coach, you said you'd follow up later. Yeah. I need more on the
crows.
Are we a bird, and what kind of bird are we?
I think Robert Saleh confused Bill Walton even with those.
Yeah. You know, I've said it before. You cannot you cannot take a porcupine, load it into a barn, light it on fire, and call it licorice. What?
Yeah, I'm factual.
What do you
can't do that
unless you soar above them,
right? And then they fall off from the thing. But
I've always told people the flattest Earth is the round one.
What if that was Bill Belichick saying that? That would
we get a lot of
too many words for Bill.
You just fly high. I don't want to
over the Titans.
Yeah, I don't want to overreact, but now that Hackett's on that team and Saleh with that analogy, I might actually that probably cost the Jets at least a win or two in my preseason ranking.
Okay, how have we also not factored in? He might just be quoting Aaron Rodgers
from the dark room, darkness retreat,
or maybe he's not quoting Aaron Rodgers. Maybe he and Aaron Rodgers have been hanging out.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And maybe that's a preview of what we're going to get on Hard Knocks.
Yeah. Haska. All right, we'll take a break.
Okay.
Thank you, Robert Saleh.
Thanks, Bobby.
When we come back, we've got audio from training camp yesterday. Don't forget the mayor joining us at 8:43. We will be right back on Sactown Sports.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp, and the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track. makes the catch, and the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about my friends at ACR Solar. ACR Solar and Home Services make that kind of your one-stop shop for anything you might need for your home. Certainly solar, it's in their name, whether you need a roof solar, pool solar, whatever you might need there. They've done that. They've done that well, and they will continue to do that for years to come. What we were told when we needed a brand new roof about ACR Solar and Home Services, and I'm thankful that we were, because I wouldn't have thought of them first. That's why I'm telling you about them as well. So about a year ago to almost a year ago to the date, we needed to get that new roof, and we met with multiple roofing companies. And when we talked to ACR Solar, we knew the connection was right, and we knew the work that they were going to do was going to be great. And that's exactly what they did. So we're a year later now, and we've got the brand new roof. It looks great, better curb appeal. I'm sure the home value has improved. But for us, the most important thing by far for our family was the peace of mind. We went through a pretty rough winter, all that rain, which we needed. But a house with a questionable roof doesn't need that. So we were safe. We were secure because we had the brand new roof, thanks to our friends at ACR Solar. So, and now, whether it's hot, better insulation, just all the things, we can handle all of the elements, and we will for years to come. They do incredible work. They're dedicated, and they're going to help you out. They're good people out there as well, whether it's Joe, the roofing expert, John, the owner. I encourage you to check out ACR Solar. All you have to do is go to acrsolar.com.
Are you ready for the deal of a lifetime? This week only, get ready to rev up your savings at elkgrovekia.com. It's the biggest sale event of the year, and you won't want to miss it. The doors swing wide open every day at 9 a.m., and we're unleashing the biggest selection of pre-owned and brand new vehicles you've ever seen. With so many options to choose from, you are sure to find the car of your dreams. But hold on to your seatbelts, because here's the best part. Our prices are so low, we can't even air them. Yes, you heard that right. Our prices are slashed to the bone, and they're so incredible that we can't even broadcast them. You have to come down and see for yourself. Don't wait. This is a 1 week only event. And to make it even better, you can drive away with your dream car right on the spot. No waiting, no hassle, just instant delivery right on site. Remember, the sale of the year happens this week only at elkgrovekia.com. Doors open at 9 a.m. sharp. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Elk Grove Kia, where the biggest savings and the hottest wheels await.
Elk Grove Kia.
Attention home services contractors who want to grow their business with more leads while leveraging their marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors from architects to landscapers to participate in our advertising co-op. For less than $2,100 per month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. And because there's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, your lead potential is unlimited. Generate more leads than you ever thought possible. Be one of only 3 subcontractors in a category and receive $1 million a year in advertising by leveraging the power of a united group. That's subcontractorsunited.com or Google Subcontractors United for more information. But hurry, categories are filling up.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here with Roy from Roy's Umbrella. What's going on today?
Thanks, Dave. And here's the latest market update and suggestion for homeowners who have credit card or installment debts they would like to consolidate. And considering the feds have not been predictable to this point, and TV shows are offering multiple opinions about the market either recovering or nearing a recession, I sincerely recommend you consolidate all of your credit cards and debts and hedge against home values dropping due to the increase in foreclosures. And while I absolutely understand nobody wants to refinance out of a low-rate mortgage, carrying a debt load above $25,000 is not the safest use of your equity. And it's getting more and more difficult to qualify for a cash-out refinance due to the updated Fannie Mae underwriting guidelines. So whether you use myself or a different lender, I am only here to help. And it's great to be back on Sactown Sports, helping folks like you, as I have done for so many years.
For more info, go to roysumbrella.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. Good morning and happy Friday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. Bronny James, the eldest son of Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, has been discharged from the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Bronny James was taken in after suffering cardiac arrest Monday in a practice at USC. The injury bug has already found its way around NFL training camp as Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was carted off the field during Thursday's practice with an apparent calf injury yesterday. This according to head coach Zach Taylor. No word has been given on the severity of the injury or the timeline for Burrow's return. What was 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's mindset going into training camp yesterday? You can read more about that right now at SactownSports.com. And all your 49ers training camp coverage on Sactown Sports is brought to you by Power Business Technology. Power Business Technology, call them for all your business copier needs at 1-844-POWER-BZ or go online at PowerCopiers.com. The Giants are back in action tonight as they host the Boston Red Sox for a 3-game series at Oracle Park. First pitch at 7:15. As a reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
No need for the sounder, but this really is kind of breaking news, guys. Both of you, I need you to pay attention. We spent most of the last segment, because we're just idiots, going over Robert Saleh and his weird analogy about crows pecking at your neck and flying. Well, here's what he said.
Crows pecking at our neck. But all you can do is spread your wings, keep flying high until those crows fall off and suffocate from the inability to breathe.
And so our problem was like, well, hold on a second. Why would the crows not be able to fly? And then how would they fly? How are we going to fly high? And why would it? Guys, never doubt Robert Saleh again. Never doubt him again. And I'd like to publicly apologize to him. And I think you guys should follow up.
No.
You know why that works? Because they're jets.
The crows are jets?
They're jets. And the crows are pecking at them, and they're going to fly high.
Jets have necks?
Yes. Well, maybe the front of the plane where the pilots are.
He should have said that. He didn't say that.
Maybe it was out of context. Maybe he was doing a whole thing about how we have to behave more like jets. And
well, then he should have said that.
I'm saying maybe the Clippers, not the basketball team, but the people that gave us the audio, cut that part off. But I think maybe Robert Saleh was doing a whole "we are jets" analogy. And I want to thank loyal listener and assistant superintendent at Wood Creek Golf Course, Joseph Miller, for tweeting me this.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. We're jets.
Also, do crows peck at jets?
Don't they get sucked into the engine?
Yeah,
sometimes?
that's sometimes.
Well, then that would have made more sense. We just
that.
got to keep flying until we suck those crows into the engine. Then it'd be like, oh, I get it.
Well, you say tomato.
No, I say tomato.
I say jets. Jets, jets.
I'm glad that we. I'm glad that we figured all that out. Let's get to some. Niner audio. Here's a new Niner, Javon Hargrave.
Oh, I'm excited about him.
Yeah, I am very excited about him. Here he is on the defensive line.
Yeah, I know we got a real talented defensive line. But like you said, I done played again with some great defensive line, and it's just we up there with all the people I done played with before. So it's just good to come in and seeing so much talent around me and just trying to bring what I bring to the table.
I mean, that was a double whammy, right? You get him and you take him away from Philly. Right? I mean, you've already got a really good D line. He was a big part of what they did. He needs to be a big addition because he's been great in his NFL career so far.
Yeah, but up there with some of the best defensive lines he's ever played.
You wanted to hear
I wanted to hear this is the best defensive line
downplaying it
by far.
He's got crows pecking at his neck, and he's just.
Well, I agree with you that he needs to be a big addition.
Yeah.
And he is 6'3", 305.
That's big.
I think that counts. Javon Hargrave on the hunger for the 49ers to win.
I think that's what everybody really talk about around here is trying to get to the big game and win it. So I just come in, just being there last year and losing that. I just want the same thing that they want and just come out here every day with that same approach.
Well, he goes from Super Bowl with the Eagles that they lost. Now he has an opportunity to get revenge with a different team.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, as Emil Fergoso wrote at SactownSports.com, thought the night before practice felt a lot like Christmas.
Yeah, I was excited, so obviously end the year like we did last year. It was heartbreaking and everything. And so just, go through surgery, rehab, the offseason, everything, and missing OTAs. And so just to be able to get out and say a play to my teammates and break a huddle, like for that, like to me, I was so excited just thinking about that. And so it was almost like last night was like Christmas, you're excited for the next day. And so that's how it was for me this morning and everything. And I was excited to get out there.
I don't know if as an athlete you think ahead, like, they say game by game or take it day by day and all that stuff. But like a year ago to now, Dave, he's thinking, can I make this team? And now everybody's saying he's QB1 of the San Francisco 49ers, a legitimate Super Bowl threat off of an injury.
He is playing the most important position in all of sports, and he's playing that position for a team that is at worst the third highest favorite to win the Super Bowl this year. You're right.
And coming on, like you can't lose your job but he got injured and he's still likely QB1 for a team that traded assets to get a guy high in the first round, who's still here.
Yeah.
Got rid of another guy who all he did was win. Jimmy G and Brock. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
In 1 year.
Because Trey Lance had to go down.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Garoppolo had to go down.
And then he had to play the way he did.
And then he suffers this injury, but he suffers it in the final game of the season, which gives him all summer to recuperate. Like all the things, like Brock Purdy should also go to Vegas, not the Raiders, but just lay some money down.
Living right.
I don't want to, obviously it's a lot more than luck. It's skill,
He's
it's
earned
work ethic and all that. Trent Williams, the all-world offensive line captain. Trent Williams talked about winning a Super Bowl, but how, at least for some, the window might be closing.
I mean, the Super Bowl is at the top of everybody's priority list right now. Worrying about when the window closed really does nothing for us right now. It's like worrying about when you're gonna die, right? It's gonna close eventually, but what's the point of looking forward to it, right? I'm coming in every day to just work how I did yesterday, and just look forward to getting 1% better every day. And eventually, you want to hold up that trophy. And if it doesn't happen, you reset, recalibrate, approach it the next year with the same mindset.
I mean, coaching staff, his position coach, they just can't even really be worried about him, right? As long as he's healthy, just go out and do your job and do it well like you have for so many years.
I feel like Trent Williams could just go put a hammock up and just sit there and watch, reruns of a game show, and they'd be like, "Hey, Trent, just show up on time, man.
Yeah, we need you Sundays."
Yeah, just roll him in bubble wrap and put him in the fridge and break him out sometime early September.
In the fridge.
Yeah, keep him. It can be warm out there.
Cool.
Back to Brock Purdy on limitations in practice, and if he has any.
No.
Okay.
I feel like I'm good enough to play an 11 on 11 football, and so we talked about that when I got back here with Shanahan, and basically I told him, I'm like, hey, I feel good enough and confident enough that if I got into an 11 on 11 situation, I can make every throw, and so that's the conversation that we had, and they gave me the green light to go out there and go. And obviously the medical staff told them, and they've been with me this whole time throwing in the off season. They gave Shanahan the green light to, hey, he's good enough to do it. And they've seen me throw. So we've all been on the same page the whole time. But I feel good enough to play football right now at camp, 11 on 11. Still got to work up volume and just continue to get better every day. So
called Coach Shanahan.
He did.
He didn't call him Coach or Kyle.
Right.
Hey, Shanahan said it was fine. I was over talking to Lynch the other day, and then he was speaking with York.
Yeah.
Wow, man, Brock Purdy, confident.
I just want to go down names like Montana, Young,
Shanahan.
Yeah.
Here's speaking of defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes. Here he is on a very important topic, Taylor Swift.
Well, I would say this. My wife was pretty upset because she's back in North Carolina right now. So she was pretty upset the mere fact that she wasn't going to be able to go to the concert. So she thought about flying out here. And so I'm not a real big fan, but she was definitely upset about it.
Dude, this is like this concert makes like $1 trillion a night. By the way, it's at Levi Stadium tonight.
What's tonight?
Tonight.
Yeah.
Our very own Cody is heading over there.
Is that right?
Yeah, she's going to go see.
Tough ticket to get, I hear.
Taylor Swift.
Expensive ticket to get.
It's about to go over, as of July 3rd, they said it's about to go over through 22 dates. It's gone to 300 million. It's about to go over $1 billion with an average of 54,000 fans a night, more than $13 million per night on her show. And like people are like lining up around the block to buy like a $60 hat.
Must be a great hat, though.
Look, hey, listen, number one, I would never say anything bad about Taylor Swift because, quite frankly, I'm worried about her fans.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Secondly, I don't have anything bad to say about her.
More power to her.
Yeah. Just kind of missed the boat on that one.
Yeah.
You know? She did what? Like, shake it up.
Yeah.
Shake it up.
I don't know a lot of her songs.
I don't.
Jay, you're a former music director.
Yeah. Do you know a lot of her songs?
I know the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
this one.
Oh, yeah, that was her for sure. I remember when she did that.
Sorry, I'm getting a text. Because yeah, you'll handle that, please. Thank you. Just like Hoblet will handle you when it comes to purchasing a vehicle. Yes, that's right, but not just any vehicle. This is the make this the summer sales event going on right near. Save up to $5,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 2500 crew cabs. Lease a new Jeep Wrangler 4xE starting at $379 per month. Big city selection and savings with a small town experience and Hoblet's peace of mind guarantee. Take advantage of federal and state rebates with a new plug-in hybrid. See Hoblet's true pricing, no hidden fees, at HobletDodge.com. The price you see is the price you pay. No hidden fees, add-ons, or surprises. Number one Ram truck dealer in California. Number 3 in the United States. That's why they're J.D. Power's customer first dealership and have been since 2019. Go to HobletDodge.com. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. And tell me good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. The mayor, Darrell Steinberg, joins us next right here on Sactown Sports.
The Kings are running it back.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes, Alex Lynn just went above the iron with a two-hand throwdown. And that was as nasty as we've seen him in a Kings uniform.
And welcoming some new faces.
Oh, and here comes Vazenkov. He gets the big finish. Fisher rejected by Mr. Vazenkov.
Keep it locked on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Here's something you've never heard before.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Introducing 24/7 lifeguard protection, only from Simply Safe Home Security. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Get ready for a night with Cole Swindell. The 2023 ACM Song of the Year winner hits Heart Health Park at Cal Expo in Sacramento, Saturday, September 9th for the CITP2 Fest. And Cole's bringing some friends like Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, Matt Stell, and more. Tickets start at $40 at CITPFest.com.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Hey, guys.
Hot.
Show me the money. Hey, Otani.
That was great.
Thank you. I literally just made that up right
Did you now?
Because I'm trying to vamp because I was dealing with off-air stuff.
Sure.
And not properly prepping for this segment.
Totally understand.
And I know he did something really good yesterday, like became the second player to throw a shutout in one game of a doubleheader, then start as a non-pitcher in the other game since 1900. Babe Ruth, last one to do it in 1918.
He was okay.
Chat GPT says he's the greatest baseball player of all time. Your thoughts?
Chat GPT is biased as an East Coast bias.
Jason, do you agree?
Agree.
Who's not?
Who's not hot?
Who isn't?
The Tigers, because they allowed Otani to do all of this.
I know, right?
Poor Tigers.
Come on, Tigers. What's wrong with you? All right, well, Jay Mars is. Maybe give me
What does that mean?
Is Jay Marsing.
Okay.
We are efforting the mayor who
of this fine city?
Yeah. For a limited time only.
I know.
The mayor.
Like, does he have senioritis? Like when you're at the end of school, you're done.
When is
his run is almost over?
When is his term? Is it this November?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Why do I feel like it's longer than that?
Oh, well, then maybe he's got more work to get done.
Yeah. Okay. You're joining us on Telephono right now. Is that correct? All right. Joining us right now. Not that kind of seniorist. The one, the only, the great leader of this great city. Our friend and yours, Mayor Darrell Steinberg. Good morning, Mr. Mayor. It's Dave. It's Jason. How are you?
Dave and Jason, good to be with you. You're talking about Shohei Otani of the San Francisco Giants.
Oh, are you recruiting?
Breaking news. Here we go.
I'm projecting my wishes.
We were just talking. So like when people graduate high school, they get senioritis. Jason brought this up. You got what? You got just a few months left here. Are you
no?
No. Oh, it's December of 2024. Not
we got time.
Oh, you got plenty of time. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I have no senioritis. I have 17 months, and I'm working harder than I ever have. And no way, I'm not going to coast at any point. The people, hired me for a full 4 years, and that's what I'm doing. And man, we got so many things to do, from, the challenges, of course, but also some of the great things like continuing the fight for our place in the Major League Soccer world.
Yeah. How about that? The news that we heard the other day about, the potential now of this becoming a reality for not only a downtown stadium again, but MLS. What's the latest from your end, Mr. Mayor, on the news that we heard earlier this week?
Well, I mean, it went public, and everything that has been written by Marcos Breton is completely accurate. It was just time to tell the public that we have actually been working very hard on this for the last year plus. We never gave up, even after the Ron Burkle, the unfortunate situation. Everybody thought it was dead. I've never given up. What happened was, I linked up with an old friend of mine, Fabian Nunez, who was the Speaker of the Assembly when I was in the Assembly. I was his budget chair. And I went on, he ended up retiring. I ended up becoming Senate Pro Tem, as you know, and we remained friends. Fabian is a very successful business person and very connected to sports and soccer. And so I said to Fabian, we can't give up here. Help me, would you please? And he did. And we started meeting with Kevin Nagel, and he led us to Belinda Stronach and Kevin Gilmore, the Stronach Group, a year plus ago. And we have been engaged in very serious conversations. It's complicated, and I can't go into the details actually, but what's been reported is true, that they are, very engaged and very interested. We have made great progress on all the tentative agreements that would be necessary to complete an agreement. Now it's really about the league and the Stronach Group, but she brings such an incredible portfolio would bring to Major League Soccer. I mean, she is an incredibly successful businesswoman. She meets the definition for entry into the league in terms of wealth. She's also a former public servant. She was a member of the Canadian Parliament. She's a terrific person. And Kevin Gilmore is dynamic as well. So it's kind of an odd thing, you guys, because on the one hand, we report that we are still very much in the hunt and with some specificity, but it's far from done. And there are some things that are out of our control. The increasing, the increasing franchise fee is since the Burkle episode. And so, we just have to see, but we're very much in the hunt.
The mayor of Sacramento, Darrell Steinberg, joining us. I kind of want to go point through all the parties. Let's start with somebody you just mentioned, Kevin Nagel, who your old, I think he, if I know the timeline right, hired your old friend Fabian Nunez, partially on your recommendation, and has been funding that along with the team, along with flying to Toronto and meeting with Belinda, and in the meantime, just bought an English League soccer club. It takes everyone to tango. And just from your perspective, Mr. Mayor, how invaluable has not just Kevin's contacts and business acumen, but more importantly, really patience and willingness to engage when I think he should be on an island somewhere with a drink and an umbrella. How important is the mayor? Is it to have that? And, wish we could have more like him.
I may join him on that island,
Nice.
by the way, but let me say, and I'm not, just overstating it because you're asking. To me, Kevin Nagel is a hero to the Sacramento community because he doesn't whine, he doesn't complain. He, he always moves forward, and he has never given up on this project. He's never given up on the rail yards. He's never given up on the prospect of Major League Soccer. He, could have easily just, done a lot of things, sold, moved the team, I suppose, lots of things. But he knows that this city loves him and is loyal to both him and the idea of more professional sports. And so he, as a matter of character, I think, and I think ultimate good business sense, has decided to really stick this thing out. And, I know I'm grateful. And I'm grateful to Todd Donovan as well, because, he's been the point and just brings such a positive attitude to everything he does. We've got quite a team, and that's what's made this work. These things often, or at least gives us the prospect of making it work. These things often fall apart when there are recriminations. People get angry. I mean, the Burkle thing didn't work out, so therefore we're splitting apart. We've never done that. Between Kevin Nagel, Todd Donovan, my office, myself personally, Scott White, my deputy chief of staff, the Stronach Group, DRV themselves, we have all stayed tight. And we know that, the clock is ticking, and that, we can't wait forever. But when we got a good and great connection to the Stronach Group, we decided, let's go and let's see if we can make this happen. It always takes a long time. There are a lot of variables, which again, I can't really get into the details, but we have a chance. And in part, it's because we've all stuck together.
Yeah. So on that end, like what keeps this from happening? You talked about the prospect of making it work is still definitely there, whether it's time that you addressed, financial, political. There's a lot of stuff involved here. What's maybe your biggest obstacle from making it happen?
Well, let's remember, we have an already approved stadium plan. There's no need for more environmental review. We have, as I said, we've made great progress on all the tentative things that would be necessary. I mean, the remaining step is not within our control. It is about, the Stern Group having conversations with the league. And that's going to happen. It is happening. And we'll see where that goes. I don't want to overpromise because I don't know. Yeah. But what's within our control, we're ready to go.
Is there any chance the details that you can't get into, could we get you to get into those, and could you overpromise? It's not. What are you going to not get elected again?
Can I? I sure could overpromise, but then people would be very disappointed. And I've learned over time, right? I mean, I'm one of these guys. You lay out a big vision and then you go for it, and usually that's worked out for me. In this job, sometimes I realize that you got to bring people along. And so I want to set reasonable expectations here. But this went public for a reason. It's not some frivolous thing that they're kicking the tires. I mean, we have been like I said, we've been at it now for over a year, and so we'll just keep going. We think they're great. We again have a real team approach to all of this, and I think the league. The one thing I know about the league is that last round they saw what Sacramento is all about. I remember one of the MLS executives saying to me, "Usually we have these rallies." This was the Burkle thing, when we announced it
2 years ago yesterday. By the way, 2 years ago yesterday.
Was it really?
Yeah. How about that?
I may have forgotten the anniversary. They said, usually we have these rallies in airport hangars. He said, we've never seen anything like this. I mean, the Capitol Mall, and just how happily crazy the fans are here. And now it doesn't hurt that the Kings had the run they had with all the national exposure either. I mean, everybody knows that this is a great sports town and a great city and a great region. So maybe we'll have a little bit of luck this time, along with the skill and the perseverance that I think every party to this has shown over the course of the last number of years.
Well, you know what? Take it from a one-horse town to maybe a two-horse town, and who better to do that than somebody that has experience in racetracks? That's the mayor, Darrell Steinberg.
There you go.
Joining us. We are out of time. I understand you were a little under the weather yesterday, and you coming in and doing this, and I'm sure you got a busy schedule. We appreciate it, and good luck to you and Belinda and Larry and Denton Kelly and Kevin Nagel, of course, and everybody associated with this, and hopefully, very, very soon we'll have good news, even better news, I should say.
Thank you guys for doing so much for the spirit of the community. Appreciate it.
You are welcome, and we'll talk to you soon, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. That is the mayor, Darrell Steinberg. We will take a break right now. We move on from the mayor to the head coach. Sac State Stingers coach Andy Thompson, new coach Andy Thompson. Big shoes to fill. We'll check his shoe size in studio. Coming up right after this.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Here's the new Aaron Rodgers, or is it Mr. Rodgers?
And yeah, I would say maybe earlier in my career I was a little more easily angered, and I feel like I'm a little less triggered as I've gotten older.
Good advice. That's so nice. The music is so perfect. Yeah, we're just gonna be a little happy campers, Yeah. We're gonna practice patience.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Attention home services contractors who want to grow their business with more leads while leveraging their marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors from architects to landscapers to participate in our advertising co-op. For less than $2,100 per month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. And because there's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, your lead potential is unlimited. Generate more leads than you ever thought possible. Be one of only 3 subcontractors in a category and receive $1 million a year in advertising by leveraging the power of a united group. That's subcontractorsunited.com or Google Subcontractors United for more information. But hurry, categories are filling up.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. You know we don't welcome in new sponsors that often, and this one's a little bit different. You've heard of Roy's Umbrella. Roy's Umbrella has been on the station for many, many years, and today Roy is back. He's with me right now. We missed you, Roy. Welcome back to Sactown Sports.
My goodness, thank you. I wish it was under better circumstances, but it's always a pleasure to be taken seriously by folks such as yourself.
And over the next weeks, we'll talk about those circumstances and why people need to act and act quickly when it comes to the real estate market.
Definitely. There's been some obvious panic-prone adjustments from some of the big entities like Fannie Mae. So certainly worth discussing.
Well, welcome back. What's the phone number?
916-997-4434 or roysumbrella.com.
You remember that website, everybody, roysumbrella.com, and you tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, even in a tough year for the A's, there are still some good baseball stories, including the one of former Oklahoma quarterback Cody Thomas. His career was on hold last year as he missed 4 months because of Achilles surgery. At the time of his call-up this year, he was leading the Coast League in RBIs, and the comeback was completed when on the last homestand, he drilled a ball to right field for his first Major League home run. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
Capital Casino back with indoor gaming and dining located inside at 411 North 16th Street, downtown Sacramento.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive, base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Good morning and happy Friday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. Bronny James, the eldest son of Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, has been discharged from the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Bronny James was taken in after suffering cardiac arrest Monday in a practice at USC. The injury bug has already found its way around NFL training camp as Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was carted off the field during Thursday's practice with an apparent calf injury yesterday. This according to head coach Zach Taylor. No word has been given on the severity of the injury or the timeline for Burrow's return. What was 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's mindset going into training camp yesterday? You can read more about that right now at SactownSports.com. And all your 49ers training camp coverage on Sactown Sports is brought to you by Power Business Technology. Power Business Technology, call them for all your business copier needs at 1-844-POWER-BZ or go online at PowerCopiers.com. The Giants are back in action tonight as they host the Boston Red Sox for a 3-game series at Oracle Park. First pitch at 7:15. As a reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Our thanks to the mayor, Darrell Steinberg, for joining us. And the hits keep rolling. It's a Friday, special Friday fun and games a little bit later. Directed by Jason Ross. Jason Ross, the voice of the Sac State Hornets.
Stingers up.
Stingers way, way, way up. They were way up last year.
They've been up for years.
Yeah, they were, and I saw, well, let me bring in our guest. It's the new coach of Sac State, Andy Thompson. Andy, I'm Dave. You know Jason. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Hey, appreciate it.
Let me lift the
appreciate
you there.
You guys having me on. Excited. It's that time of year where we're getting ready to go to camp next Tuesday. So as coaches, this is the best time of year. You get to teach and be around the players all day.
And I want to start off controversial.
Oh, you're going there already? I don't know where you're
Just
going.
saying, earlier this week, I saw there was a billboard, and I was like,
oh, yeah.
Sacramento's Fresno State Bulldog Country. And I said, and I said a word I can't use on the air.
Yeah.
And I said, no, this is Sac State Hornet Country. I mean, you can even put UC Davis in there. That's fine, but we're not here to talk about them. But,
not the Bulldogs,
no
though.
Fresno State Bulldog Country.
Why are they in here?
This is Hornet Nest Country.
Hornet Nation.
Hornet Nation.
Something.
Thank you. You know what? Fresno State.
Swarm Nation.
Thank you.
Swarm Nation.
Yeah.
Green Swarm's coming.
Right. We don't need bootleg FSU trying to horn in on what we're doing here.
Well done. Oh, we love it here, and it's a great place. And people have been coming out. We had 23,000 fans at our last regular season game for the Causeway Classic, and it was a great event. And there was a ton of people from the area that were supporting the Hornets, and we want to keep that going.
Yeah,
we're excited about our program and excited about all the local players that stayed here, and we're going to have a lot of them playing for us. So a lot of things to be excited about in Green Swarm Nation.
There you go. Green Swarm Nation. We're building it.
Yeah.
So what's the adjustment for you? You've been a coach a long time, but the head coach, people talk about, Dave and I have talked to many people like that have been assistant coaches. They slide over in the NBA. They go, that move is a big move. What's been the first, you haven't had a game yet, but what's been the first, like, well, I'm the head coach of this program moment for you?
Yeah, everything's good right now.
Perfect record.
Played a game.
Yeah, lost.
No, there's been a lot adjustment. It's exciting though. You get a chance to impact more people. When you're on one side of the ball, you're dialed in on those guys and what they're doing, and now you're in charge of more things. There's a lot more people that are coming to you, asking you for things to do, and it's been fun. It's been, but I'm surrounded by really good people. And it'd be different if there wasn't, 6 coaches that stayed with us. Our operations guy, our recruiting coordinator are with us. So I got a lot of good people that help out. And then we got 78 players in the program that have played at least 3 years.
Wow.
At least 3 years in the program. Wow. So we're not going to be a young football team. And they know what we've done and how we've done it. And so I feel really grateful that I took over a program that was going upward.
Yeah.
So many people get this opportunity and they're staring at a program that's down and out. But Coach Taylor did such a wonderful job of instilling so many great qualities, the culture that he brought, and getting a chance to be a part of that and now lead that. We just want to keep it rolling. And that's been the big thing. We want to keep it rolling. But we did bring you a gift here.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, you brought us swag.
No, not just swag. We got to show you a little ring for Mr. Ross.
Oh my! It's got a light. Wow!
It's got a light. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Holy, is that real?
That's yours.
Look at.
I could drive home in this.
Oh my God, that is insane. For those of you watching on YouTube right now,
oh my goodness, look at that!
I'm recording, dude. I can't because I can't look. Is it that one?
You want to get that good angle?
Look at that. And you got to flex, dude. Like don't be putting that in a drawer or in a glass case. We need to see that here. That is a ridiculously awesome ring.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done now.
I haven't seen you this excited since they switched out the vending machine last year.
Well, they did that. Those chips were.
This is, take it out. I know this is.
I feel like you have to be.
We really appreciate everything you do for our program.
Dave, seriously, how heavy is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is insane.
Yeah.
Look at that 3-peat on the side.
Yeah, 12-1.
Oh.
First undefeated regular season in the history of the school, 11-0. So
there's a radio right there on this. You got Jason. I don't want to put it on you because then I think your wife might get mad. But look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Dude,
wow, that's heavy. I need to work out.
That is insane. Well, what the hell do we do for the rest of the interview?
I don't know. I'm just going to stare at this.
downhill.
Sorry, Coach. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh.
I'll try to get us back on track, but that is fan-flippin-tastic. I mean, and you know what? Honestly, the color scheme and all that's a sick looking ring too. It's not like brown and yellow or something that doesn't go. You got the sparklies, right? You got the green sack in there.
Yeah. Garrett Wolf, our operations guy, he did that. And
wow.
Man,
he designed it?
really well.
Garrett did?
Yeah,
Wow.
he did.
You got a light on the box, dude.
Yeah,
how often? I mean, like at the first game, are you wearing this? Like, what do you?
No.
But if you're gonna get in a fight with someone,
been fortunate to have some rings, and at one, there'll be time where I'm going to look back and go, man, that's awesome. Now, I love that the players got that because they worked their tails off.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that goes into college football, and to give them something special like that so that they can remember the season is awesome.
Yeah.
And they were ecstatic. They were fired up.
Well, this is the stuff you chase. Now you got to chase more.
Oh, yeah.
That's incredible. This is stunning.
let me see if I can bring you down here now, because so you're
Me?
not well, it's
Why?
like what Robert Saleh said earlier. You don't want to
Pecking
be
at the.
pecking
No,
at the pros and all
I'm
that.
here. You can't.
Am I'm getting this feeling now, and of course we don't want to get personal here, but I think, am I correct, Jason, in my instinct that the new Sac State head coach is younger than both of us?
Oh, you're 100% right.
It's a little.
That's going to depress you, but yeah, it's true.
It's great
fact.
for him. It's just a
Bad for us.
little.
I turned 43
Yeah,
this year.
it's a little.
Young,
right.
Yeah.
Right, probably right behind you.
Right, like almost exactly.
43 and a half.
Well, you and I are
Exactly.
almost the same age, and the Jason's close. When you come in,
Dave,
and
you see this?
Yeah,
See this
why
ring?
I oughta. So you mentioned Coach Taylor.
Yes.
How do you walk the balance beam of 3 straight titles?
Mm-hmm.
Taylor did an amazing job, set a culture, set a legacy, set expectations, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm Andy Thompson, and I need to make my mark, and I have ideas, and I have things that I want to institute. How do you walk that tightrope?
Great question.
Thank you.
You don't get a ring for that.
I don't, but attaboy.
I got to be me.
Yeah.
I also got to take the things that he did well and continue to do them, and not try to just reinvent the wheel because I'm in a new position.
Sure.
There's been a lot of success here for a lot of different reasons. And I learned a lot from Coach Taylor. Practice, how we do things, how you treat people. I think his innovation and his ability to play in attacking mode, we want to keep all those things. We want to be grateful. He did a great job of having our players humble and hungry. And there's something to that every day, coming in and being thankful for who you are, and not always talking about all the things you need or what's going wrong, but really staying in the moment and being thankful for what you have, and going out and attacking it together, and not just making it about offense, defense, or one side of the ball or special teams. I do think we've been a team that's connected. We got to keep that. And I got to do a good job of not just, I've been coaching on defense.
Yeah.
I got to get over. I got to be around the offensive guys. I got to meet with them. I got to be with special teams. I got to reach out to people in the community with booster events. And we had a great event last night kicking off. We've got things going, but you got to be really good with your time. I wake up a little earlier now, but I stay a little bit later.
Yeah.
But it's something that I enjoy because I enjoy people. And my grandfather was a coach. My dad was a coach. I don't know August any different.
Sure.
I grew up going to practice. So this time of year, my body says, hey, it's time to go coach or be around football. And so, again, how do you do it? I got to be myself, and then we got to keep it rolling.
Well, and I just want to follow up real quick, because something that Coach said earlier about you have a few players returning 3 years already. Is part of that decision between, bridging the gap between Coach Taylor and who you are, do you think about some of these guys have been here for 3 years. That culture is completely instilled. And maybe next year there's a little more. The following year is a little, and eventually that program is all you, and players don't know anyone else. But when you have that many 3-year guys under a certain system, does that make you think, I'm going to stick with this maybe a little bit more this year than I might next year?
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. I think, and we got guys that've been in the program 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, Marshall Martin, our tight end, he's been 6 years. Armand Bailey, Troy Stiefel, 7 years. We got 4 out of 5 offensive linemen coming back. We've got multiple quarterbacks that have been on our system that are doing well. So yes, that's you hit it right on the head. And every year is different in college football. Let's be honest. There's this transfer portal. There's options. So you really can't have too long-term goals.
Of course,
you got to do a good job, and you got to coach and get guys ready to play. But you got to have a relationship with them. If not, and they don't like it, they're going to leave. And I do think we've done a good job of retaining a lot of players. That was my number one goal when I took over. I got right with the players. We lost one guy, and we've kind of lost one guy the last 4 or 5 years. If you look at even Kevin Thompson's, a couple guys, but the program's had enough depth to keep the next guy getting his opportunity. And that's really what we talk about, next man up and getting a chance to go. And it's your time, because they work extremely hard.
We're not done with brand new Sac State head coach Andy Thompson. You stick around for another segment with us? Oh, that's fantastic.
Dave, take a look at the ring.
I honestly need my sunglasses.
Yeah,
because the glare is
bling bling.
Yeah, that is
beaming right now.
Bling.
That's so awesome.
We're talking about the hill to climb each and every year. You start out at 0-0. It's a giant hill to climb, and what better way to climb that hill than with a brand new Hoblet Dodge. That's right. It's
well done.
Thank you very much. Don't get a ring for it, but that's fine. It's the make this the summer event from our friends at Hoblet. Save up to $13,000 off MSRP, or save up to $5,000 off MSRP, plus financing as low as 2.9% for 72 months on those new 2023 Ram 1500 Limited, Laramie, and Bighorns. Also $5,000 off MSRP on the new 2023 Ram 2500 Crew Cabs. Lease a new Jeep Wrangler 4xe starting at $379 a month. That's your plug-in hybrid. You can take advantage of federal and state savings. Talk about rebates with a new plug-in hybrid. It's always true pricing with Hoblet. What you see is what you get. That's why they're the #1 Ram truck dealer in all of California, number 3 in the entire United States. I mean, that is absolutely fan-flippin-tastic. So go to HobletDodge.com. Go to HobletDodge.com and check out their true pricing. Search, select, and save. And you tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. As we can continue with head coach Andy Thompson and Jason. I jumped the gun there and followed up because I knew.
Yeah, no worries.
You were looking at the ring.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm not taking my eyes off this. I know Coach Taylor clearly. I remember when you first came in, you guys came in at the same time. He gave you the defense. Like, that's yours. Well, you're a head coach, but with still all those ties to defense, like, how will you handle that this year? Will you still be coaching the defense, defensive coordinator, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to do that. And a lot of it is because of how I saw Coach Taylor organize his day and be involved. And Coach Frescas is the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, who has been with us since 2019, and he's going to call the plays. And we got great support over there. Chris Richardson has been in the program and coaches 5 of those guys up front. So we feel like, we got great coaches. Part of my job was to identify, some other coaches coming in. We got some new coaches, Tyson Prince and Donnell Pumphrey, all-time leading rusher in the history of college football, as our running back coach. So we got some guys that came in that are giving us some great ideas, and the offensive guys, they don't need me over there, talking to them about offensive football every day. I'll be involved in some things. Definitely the fourth down, if we're going forward, those are going to be the head coaching calls, but
go for it every time.
Exactly. There you go. But no, going to get a chance to be a part of it, but those guys will do a great job, and they're great coaches.
Without trade secrets, could you give a sample to Dave and I of what a defensive play would sound like for the Hornets? If you're saying it to Bailey or to this, captain of the defense, what are you saying from the sideline?
I'm trying to think of the best one. I mean,
no, don't do the best one. People are listening.
We've got a lot of weapons. So we got Okie Nuke. That means our nickel is blitzing.
Okay.
We got Okie Numchuck, where we got our nickel and our Mike coming. We've got, Bench Cannon. That means our corner blitz is coming.
Okay.
So we've got a bunch of different
But it could be a
weapons.
lot of those
Yeah.
terms.
Now
in one.
on defense, we don't try to have as many, long, because we got to get the calling and they got to get going. So we have a lot of one-word calls.
Okay.
And one thing. And so, yeah,
It's attack.
It's attacking. We want to, we definitely want to attack. You know my personality.
They sound awesome, though.
Yeah.
It's not like he's saying we have fluffy napkin.
Yeah.
we have silky calves.
Yeah.
No, these are all like
Passive.
It's just roar.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe both of you can help me out. This is something I've never asked, but always wondered. I don't even know if teams do this anymore, but was it Oregon with Chip Kelly when they do? Someone holds up like a picture of a transformer.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then there's-
Hornets have that.
Yeah. What can you? What's usually going on there?
There's a lot of things that people are doing to try to go fast.
Uh-huh.
And so those pictures will signify possibly what formation the offense will line up in.
Okay.
Okay. On defense, we'll have other teams that try to steal your signals like baseball.
Yeah.
So we'll actually put those up to block somebody from the booth from looking down and seeing your signals. Strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. So it could be whatever. It could be a picture of Jason Ross in a burrito, but maybe that's misdirection.
That's not a bad idea.
No.
We get our faces on all these pictures.
That would
decoys.
your ring up.
Yeah.
But it can mean a lot of things. But most of it is and there's so many coaches that just want to get the helmet mic for college.
Yeah.
Because the NFL doesn't deal with any of that.
No.
And that's why their plays are so long, is they can just speak into a microphone and do it. If our plays are too long, you imagine trying to signal some of those NFL plays that you hear about. Like you guys probably watched that quarterback series.
Yeah.
Netflix,
Yeah.
And the plays are really long. You can't do that in college the same way because you can't signal in because you'd still be trying to signal it.
Yeah.
Now, we do have a lot of signals, I can tell you. Man.
Yeah. Sure.
I've changed signals. And then if one of the coaches you worked with is at another school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are they going to know the signals? What are we going to do? How are you going to do that? So there's a lot that goes to it.
What's the difference as a coach? How do you know, or I guess you don't know, but if somebody's stealing your signals, they've picked up on your signals, or if they're just really good? Like, how do you
good scouting?
How do you figure that out? Just guess trends.
I would say, man, that was an unbelievable call into what we just did. Do we have more than one signaler, or they can just stare at one guy and then they can pick something up? Now, you don't want to worry about that stuff too much because then you get the kids not thinking about how they need to play and what they need to do. Ultimately, the players play and they make a lot of plays. If you have good players, it's a lot easier on everything. But there is some gamesmanship is what coaches call it.
Sure.
And there is kind of sometimes a paranoia that they know exactly what you're doing. So you would look at it and you try to make some adjustments. But it's happened a few times in my career I can think of, especially if you're real animated on the sideline. So if you're a little calmer, try not to be as, but it's part of the game. It's just like baseball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last couple of years, you guys pulled off something that I know, Dave, you and I talked about quite a bit was the fact that you guys played two quarterbacks. It was unique.
Yeah.
And then you kept doing it and it was working. I mean, it really was. They're both gone. You've got other weapons. How's that? Everybody's always going to ask you, Coach, about the quarterback. That's a unique spot you're getting into with a brand new signal caller this year.
We are. And we've got some talented guys. And it's exciting to see the work they put in the offseason. The great thing about Sacramento is you can throw the ball all year round.
Yep.
And those guys, they are out there on their own throwing the ball and catching it. And there is a culture of throwing the ball. You talk about, coming from Coach Taylor, that's always been something he's been known for. So our guys, we got a lot of talent. We got some guys vying for a spot. The good thing is every year, your job as a coach is to find the strength of your players and then put it out there for them. You can't be just married to one system and say, we're only going to do this. And I do think we've got guys that can run, that can throw. Don't want to give away everything, but we definitely have guys that can do both. If that's the best thing for the team, our job is to put two guys in there, then we can do that. If it's one guy and that guy's rolling, then that guy can stay in. So I was telling somebody else this, I think this is my 19th year coming up. I've never been on a team that didn't play two quarterbacks.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
at some point, injury or just by design.
You know, you're ahead, you're behind. I mean, we played 4 quarterbacks last year. Everybody talks about the 2. We actually played 4.
Yeah.
NFL, look at all that. So it's you're going to have guys ready to roll.
Yeah.
Sac State new head coach Andy Thompson joining us, and I'm going to ramp up this question because you got to understand. I'm born and raised in Carmichael. I'm a Sacramento native. I have a ton of local pride and loyalty, and so I mean this with all respect when I talk about Sac State. We've had people from the university over here before to ask the question simply. The program is just fantastic, and what you all have done with the football program, with what you have to work with, is beyond reproach. I've always wondered, could Sac State ever be Boise State, Cincinnati back, even Fresno State, who we mentioned earlier, where you are a national power on a national scale? And what does it take? And, we get endowment and a lot of things that aren't, interesting for radio, but there's a lot of things behind the scenes that have to happen. We had the mayor on before talking about the latest developments with the potential MLS team. One of the things that was mentioned was the current owner of the soccer team, Kevin Nagel, who's actually an honorary doctor over at Sac State. You guys have a new president coming in, that there's a chance that the new stadium downtown could partner up with Sac State and become a place they play football at. How important is that and facilities when it comes to growing a program?
Again, great question.
Thank you.
He's big time right here.
Yeah, he is.
I like it. Could be huge. Yeah. And then there's so many possibilities with the state of California having 47 million players, first off, to recruit players. And if you look at our roster, we're about 92% California kids. And so chance to have kids play here in the state that they're from, more importantly, the Sacramento area, which has got, 1.5 million people.
And a great history.
Great history of sports, great history of high school football. There's great opportunity for growth all the time. And that's what we're trying to do. Now, you're talking to the head football coach here. I don't get to sit in all those meetings. But selling this area, what we can do, how we can do things, the excitement we can bring, because there are people here. If you put a good product, we saw it last year, they will come out and watch, and they will be excited about it. And we got to continue to be that program that is exciting, that does things the right way, graduates their guys, is good to their players. And I do think the people showed last year that they will come.
Absolutely.
Last thing for you too, Coach. You and the boys, how much fun did you have with the Kings this year? I know you guys are Kings fans.
Hey, we were at some games. That was awesome. We got Light the Beam and the Purple Beam. We're trying to get, this is just an idea from my wife, light the beam, but light it green on the Hornets Saturday night. Hey, 6 o'clock. Think about it. We can shoot one right up out of the big scoreboard.
Yeah.
And if we win, the green beam is up there.
Yes,
absolutely. The green beam.
Yes,
that works.
It's Beamtown.
You know,
I love that.
Let's just keep it going.
Yeah, they don't have that exclusivity on the beam.
Well, there's purple, this would be green.
You know, we thought about light the green, but then other people might. Education system.
Sell some t-shirts.
So you got to go beam green.
That's great.
But there's opportunities, like you said.
Yes,
I love the Kings.
Coach, I hope I know when the season starts, you're going to get a lot more busy, but you always have a spot with us. Good luck. And as you know, Jason's the voice of the team on the radio. I'm a native here, and I know we have a lot of people listening right now. A lot of people behind you, a lot of pride.
Yes.
We're also very proud of everything, and what an honor for you. And I think it's awesome to be able to take that mantle from Coach Taylor and go kick some ass.
Let's go.
Yes.
Right. Hey, appreciate you guys. You guys got a great show. I get to watch coming early in the morning. You guys are on. You guys do a great job.
I've got that $20 for you after the show. Thank you.
Love to be on.
And Jason, congratulations.
Thank you. That is so much. Thank you, Sac State. Thank you, guys. This is incredible.
We will take a break. We will come back. Let's go streaking. Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies, all right after this.
Jimmy G and the Raiders take on the 49ers Sunday, August 13th from Allegiant Stadium in Vegas.
And Sactown Sports has all your coverage.
Kyle's offense versus Josh's offense, just different mindset behind it. So I think revamping the mind like that is the first step, and then just relearning the language. Basically like going Spanish to French, something like that.
The voice of the Niners, Greg Papa, has the kickoff at 1 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Your home for the 49ers.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and after a comfortable start this morning, we are going to be heating things up with temperatures warming into the mid-90s. We'll still have a bit of a delta breeze, but even warmer weather for the weekend. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let us fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $97. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines, such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
When the world's best players get fitted for new golf clubs, they want to see their ball flight outdoors. And why should you settle for any less? The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is the area's unquestioned leader in delivering a new age of golf club fitting to Northern California. With 14 trained, skilled professionals to show you how to hit the ball farther and straighter, satisfied customers have increased their yardage, improved their games, and gained confidence. Call 916-808-2531 to get started. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street. Right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please, gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get ready for a night with Cole Swindell. The 2023 ACM Song of the Year winner hits Heart Health Park at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Saturday, September 9th for the CITP2 Fest. And Cole's bringing some friends like Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, Matt Stell, and more. Tickets start at $40 at CITPFest.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
Good morning and happy Friday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. Bronny James, the eldest son of Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, has been discharged from the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Bronny James was taken in after suffering cardiac arrest Monday in a practice at USC. The injury bug has already found its way around NFL training camp as Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was carted off the field during Thursday's practice with an apparent calf injury yesterday. This according to head coach Zach Taylor. No word has been given on the severity of the injury or the timeline for Burrow's return. What was 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's mindset going into training camp yesterday? You can read more about that right now at SactownSports.com. And all your 49ers training camp coverage on Sactown Sports is brought to you by Power Business Technology. Power Business Technology, call them for all your business copier needs at 1-844-POWER-BZ or go online at PowerCopiers.com. The Giants are back in action tonight as they host the Boston Red Sox for a 3-game series at Oracle Park. First pitch at 7:15. As a reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
What?
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB?
Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking.
Sorry, Jason, let me hold that ring.
Can I?
Thing's heavy, man.
Seriously, this is insane.
Blown away.
Yeah.
That ring can't blow away. It's too heavy.
I want to be careful.
It's legitimately heavy.
Okay,
you can't wear that.
I was just going to ask you, so be honest. Like, I mean, number one, yeah, you can.
Well, you can.
And then secondly, like, top of your head, because you just got, I mean, this thing is sick. Where, like, give me, you're not going to wear it. You're not going to wear it every day. But, like, you know, will you wear it while you're calling games? Will you wear it to Sac State functions?
Excuse me?
Will you wear it when Dave holds that gala at his house annually every year?
Yes. All right. So,
I mean, like, maybe you wear it for the causeway, like to show Davis, like, hey, look. Or
I will tell you.
Oh, you gonna wear it in Scott Marsh's office today?
I will tell you.
I did go down there with
you
the guys.
should. And
he's not there right now.
No, where's yours?
Yeah. Well, he had. Yeah.
I will show you, or I will. I'll give you the coolest place, and not to make it about me, but it's me.
Yep.
So you know, I got a ring for the Republic.
Yeah.
For when they won a title, right? And if you wear it at a blackjack or poker table, it's like a complete distraction.
Yeah.
And they all assume you're like an NFL player.
So you wear your ring.
No. I made the mistake of doing that once, and it was for a Republic event.
Right.
Oh, and it was it was the night of your brother's charity.
Oh,
poker.
that's
That's
poker
the
team.
example.
You wore it
I'm
there?
thinking. I wore it because
Okay.
I
You
just
wore
come
it
from
to a charity poker?
Yes.
You're disgusting.
No. I didn't
Really?
wear it. No, I did not wear it for the reason you think. I wore it there so that people would pay attention to me and think I'm better than them.
Uh-huh.
That's why. Chris.
Let's go streaking. Congratulations, Jason.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
Really awesome.
Thank
you, Coach. Thank you,
Is this
Sac
your
State.
first or second championship ring?
Well, it was interesting because they won their league title. They're back-to-back Big Sky champions. And
but I'm not talking Sac State. I'm thinking, did you get a Monarchs?
I have a
one?
Monarchs championship
That's what
ring,
I thought.
and it is gaudy as well. This is incredible.
That is one of the gaudiest rings in a great way I've ever seen in person.
I'm flooring.
And also, thanks for you're
Flooring.
flooring.
I'm flooring.
I went to Floor, and trust me, they don't give rings like that.
Floored.
And also,
you got some swag. We got more swag.
Thank you for the shirts and all that. Yeah, I already took the big fat one. Sorry, you're in better shape.
No, I have
Oh, you do?
time
You have a couple?
swag. Yeah.
Let's go streaking. We've delayed enough. Let's go streaking.
All right. Well, we're streaking, Dave. You were on a streak, and you picked baseball's unicorn.
I picked a guy who yesterday
had the best day in the history of baseball.
I picked him. He threw a complete game shutout and hit 2 home runs.
Yes, he did that in the wrong order for you because you had the first game for Shohei Ohtani. So, Dave, your streak was at 0. It remains at 0.
No,
that's a unique pick.
My streak is at 5.
Which I'm. It's over.
Yeah.
I think next week on the show, I'm going to have an official deep dive into our streaking stats for the year. I've been working on this. I think you have the new record.
I think I do.
Yeah. So you get a clean slate. You get to pick from anybody today. I picked from the Cleveland Guardians, Stephen Kwan. My streak was at 1. He did get me a couple of hits.
Of course he did.
So I'm at 2, but Jay Mars is who we care about because he's at 5.
Yeah.
He had a big day, trying to get to 6, closer to the show record of 10. So he was at 5. He needed Jose Ramirez, also of the Guardians, to get him a hit.
Good morning and happy Friday with wrong one. Try that again.
Good morning and happy Friday. 5 plate appearances without a hit.
He is out of here.
So Jay is at 0. Dave, you're at 0. I'm at 2. Sorry. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Good morning, everybody.
I'm taking Mookie Betts today.
All right, your old standby. Well, it doesn't matter who the hell
Mookie
I
Betts.
take. I literally took the guy. I mean, can we just spend one more second on that? I took the guy
that we debated. Did he have the best day in the history of baseball?
Best day in the history of baseball, and my streak
is over.
Yeah, is over. I will take Gleyber Torres.
Oh, okay.
New York Yankees.
I like that
because he's got 100 hits and screw it.
Okay.
I don't even care. It's dumb.
You're done with this game.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
I am going to take from the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Guy that's been picked several times on this, Bo Bichette.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Great Disney series.
Yeah.
Right now, based on the guy who put Han Solo and Carbonite. Boba Fett. All right.
celebrity birthdays.
We'll see what happens on Monday. And yes, now it is time for celebrity birthdays.
Brought to you by our friends at Crumble Cookies. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies.
Yeah.
So happy birthday on this July 28th to former NBA player, former broadcaster, former coach, Doug Collins.
DC.
Guys, how old is Doug Collins?
I have a new rule. When Jay and I are playing one-on-one, we will alternate who guesses first.
All right, Dave, you start.
He doesn't like that. You don't like that, do you?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll win.
Yeah, too bad. Doug Collins is 70.
Okay.
72.
We have a correct answer. And the correct answer goes to the guy who went second, Jay Mars, 72.
That's fine. That's
He
fine. You
cheats.
know what?
That's
I feel good about it.
All right. Jay, you go first on happy birthday to Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy,
Soulja
tell
Boy.
him. Soulja Boy is 34 today.
I'll say 35.
Okay. Jay Mars for the win, 33. Carmichael Dave,
like this game.
tell us how old your close personal friend, factually here, Dana White.
Danes.
I would just say friend at this point. The close and personal's fine. He's too good for me. I do know this. Dana White is, I think he's 54.
Okay.
I think he actually turned 55 today, since you're not a close and personal friend.
Okay. Well, we have a correct answer. Dave, you know your close personal friend. Dana White is 54.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
You know that.
Jay Mars,
he won't open it.
you go first. Lori, is it Laughlin?
Yeah.
Oh, and Becky.
Yes.
Yeah.
She got some
got some trouble.
Speaking of
Doctored some
today's college theme.
Research and
Yeah.
switch it with Provasic.
I think that Becky is 62 today.
I'm gonna say, is she still waxing license plates, or is she out?
I didn't know she went in.
paid her way
I
out.
thought she went in. She's 63.
What did you say, Jay?
62.
Jay for the win, 59. Happy birthday to current coach of the New Orleans Pelicans coach Willie Green.
Will Green.
Dave?
I think Willie Green is 46.
Big Willie Styles, 43.
Jay Mars, 42.
Wow, he's young.
Jay Mars, you go first on newsman, journalist, anchorman, Scott Pelley.
Scott. That's not Scott Van
I believe
Pelt.
that's either husband or former husband of former KCRA3 anchor Margaret Pelley.
Did not know that.
With Stan Atkinson. I think it is. I could be wrong.
Okay, sounds good.
82.
Scott Pelley's 64?
Dave with the win, 66.
I was closer, though.
Dave, you lead us off with a happy birthday to Dick Ebersol.
Oh, Dick. Ebersol.
Ebbs.
By the way, doesn't Ebersol sound like a cleaner?
It is.
Dick Ebersol, I think, is like 81.
I'm going to say 79.
Jay Mars, 76. Happy birthday, Jay Mars, to Manu Ginobili.
Janobes.
What are you up, 5'4" now?
Way better than that. Janobes is 44.
I think Ginobili's 43.
Jay Mars, 46 for Manu Ginobili.
I hate this game.
Dave, why don't you beat Jay Mars at this game with his former current Dodger, but he's been hurt, Walker Buehler.
Texas Ranger.
Walker tells me.
Walker Buehler is 31.
Walker Buehler's 30 flat.
Walker Buehler, Jay Mars, 29. Dave, you want to get a win here somewhere? How about John Feinstein?
John Feinstein. John Feinstein is he's 65.
He's not married to Diane, is he?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay. He's 67, actually.
We have a correct answer. Jay Mars, 67. Ryan Tannehill?
Ryan Tannehill is 32.
Ryan Tans is 33.
Jay Mars, 35. Last one, Dave, for you to win. Frank Ntilikina.
Your guy. He is a big Ntilikina fan.
I get this. I win the whole thing.
Yes, unofficially. Jay Mars is up like 40-1, but yes.
He is 27.
Frankie Smokes is 25.
We have a correct answer. Dave, how are you feeling about this?
Not great.
You shouldn't, because Jay Mars got it.
Is he really 25?
He's only 25. He's been in the league like 18 years. But
I'm telling you, I still think Jay cheats.
He's good at it.
He is good at cheating. When we come back.
Also still think Frank Ntilikina has a chance.
Right? You know what?
Hey,
So
you got Dana White.
I did get Dana White. You know what? That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
We'll do a brief crosstalk with Whitey and Watkins, and we'll do some Friday fun and games.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Twitter's pretty solid.
I just feel like
if you'd leave it alone.
Like, why can't there just be like an app for sports specifically?
What are
All
you
the
gonna call
Discord takes. How about that?
As for the Takes app, Chris Watkins Just got a slap in the face of reality here. How's it going?
It already exists.
What?
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Hey there, it's Carmichael Dave for my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, a great local company I've been telling you about for a long time that prides themselves with everything they do, which is a big reason why they've had an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. And check this out. They're now hiring technicians that could be you. Looking for a new job? Guess what? They'll train you. They'll coach you. They offer great pay and health benefits, retirement, 401k, even paid leave. Man, if this radio gig doesn't work out, my goodness. They're also offering a sign-on bonus for experienced technicians. So, hey, listen, if you're looking for a change, you're looking for a new job, what an opportunity for a really great gig. Call American Energy if you're interested. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990, and tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Players of all abilities will tell you that Bartley Cavanaugh Golf Course is the area's #1 course for fun. Whether you're a beginner or an accomplished player, Bartley Cavanaugh has something for you. It's a great walking course, but motorized carts are available too. The moderately sized greens and generous fairway landing areas will add to your satisfaction and smiles for the day. Near the banks of the picturesque Sacramento River, Bartley Cavanaugh features the brand new tap room for all your beverage needs. For tea times, visit bartleycavanaugh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hello, Sacramento. Doug Christie here, and I have something to share. Recently, I asked myself to determine the one most indispensable thing I use to do my job, the one I couldn't do without. The winner, forget the phone, which I live on, and the video editor, which makes my life understandable. The winner was the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Yes, the one I tell you about each week keeps me going comfortably supported, pain relieved, and vital. So it strikes me that if Good Feet is the most important go-to tool to relieve pain or just keep me going, shouldn't you give it a try? I think so. Come to the Good Feet store today for a free, no-obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk. Experience the comfort, balance, and support of the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Friday. What are you walking to here? That was a crow pecking at the neck.
Yes.
You have to fly up. And I got an instant message about that, by the way, from somebody.
Oh, really I wanted us to play that for Andy Thompson.
We forgot.
He could understand what that coach speak was.
Yeah. Robert Saleh made this analogy, and it was like, well, you heard it. Crows pecking at our neck, and we have to fly up high so that they fall off because they can't breathe the oxygen. And we're like, who's the crow and what? So somebody says, hi, guys. The analogy is actually an old analogy about crows and eagles. Eagles can fly 10 to 20,000 feet high, while crows can only go to 1,000 feet. So if an eagle gets bombarded by crows, its defense is just to fly high until crows fly away. So he's saying the Jets are eagles.
Wait.
No, they're not. That's in Philadelphia.
I'm
so once
confused,
again,
Robert. He doesn't even know who he's coaching.
Yeah.
I think Sean Payton shook him.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what? When in doubt, just remember.
You're not that guy.
What is
now.
it? Booby trap spelled backwards is party boob. There's something for you to take to the water cooler.
Oh.
Yeah, it's today years old. Anyways, what's coming up today on the show?
I don't know. I'm mad today. I'm very mad.
Why?
I'm very mad. Not at you guys at all, but just because everyone now is saying, oh, Tony, he's the greatest baseball player ever.
Yeah.
And he's not. He can't be.
Oh.
He's a DH and he's a pitcher, which is incredible. He's amazing.
Yeah.
But you can't tell, could a pitcher ever be the best player ever? No. You could be the best pitcher. Could a DH ever be the best player ever? No. He's a DH pitcher. He's amazing. He can't be the best player.
So if the best,
he cannot be.
Let me ask you this,
David.
If the best player is 0.75 out of a 1, best pitcher, and the best hitter is, or DH is 0.75 out of 1, which would be a regular hitter. If you add the 2.75s together,
Doesn't matter.
It's 1.5. He's the
Doesn't
best
matter.
player ever.
Doesn't matter. There's no way and he's great. I'm not taking shots at Ohtani.
I feel like you're taking lots of shots.
So who can be
I'm
the
not.
best player? They have to be a
Willie,
fielder.
could he be is he a better baseball player than Willie Mays?
Well,
Shohei
how
Ohtani?
many times did Willie throw a complete game shutout?
Willie Mays was, how many times did Ohtani even caught a fly ball?
11.
That's close to the answer. That's actually close.
I mean,
Can he catch?
Yeah,
Can he catch? Honestly,
We don't know.
He's played
Just
like
from the
9
catcher.
games in the outfield.
Yeah.
And that, again, that's fine.
Okay.
But, he's the greatest player ever. He's amazing. We've never seen anything like it. No.
All right.
He's
Aaron-
not.
Okay, fired up Whitey.
It's Aaron
Come
Judge.
on. All right.
It
Terrible
is
baseball takes coming
Aaron
up in
Judge.
20 minutes.
Bold.
Bold.
Yeah.
Bold.
Yeah.
All right, Friday Fun and Games. Brought to you by nobody.
I wish the King signed bold.
I do too.
Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look
All
at
right.
Chris Watkins
Come on.
go.
Do we have music?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'll hand it over
But
to
we
you.
do have an element,
Oh,
Yeah.
as they say in the business.
okay.
All right, so we played this before, but we're going to run this back in a different form. It's basically, I have a topic for you guys. Dave, we'll start with you, and you'll say how many you think you can name. We got a timer.
Jeez.
But then it's like, what is that? Name that tune. If you think you can name more in this category, like Whitey may go, I can name more outfield or whatever this
Greatest
category
baseball
is.
players ever.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you say, I can name 3 in 20 seconds,
Yeah.
Whitey says 4, Chris says
Oh,
8.
boy.
J.
Then
Mar
it
says,
comes
I can
down
do
to
11.
name that,
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And then whenever it kind of gets the bidding is over, then that person's got the 20 seconds. So, Dave, we will start with you.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Winner gets Jason's new ring, by the way.
Yeah.
High stakes.
Dave, you start the bidding with, in 20 seconds, how many grunge bands could you name? We need a quick bid, though.
5.
Okay. Anybody going
I
above
can't
5?
do that.
No.
No?
I don't think I am.
Really?
No.
Oh, I think Dave's going to get this done easy. All right, start the clock. Go.
Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, 5.
wow.
Yeah.
Easy. All right.
Wow.
End of that one.
I mean,
All right,
Stone
Whitey,
Temple
let's start
Pilots
with
or grunge. Okay.
Whitey.
I know you're an STP guy, but
Wow.
wow, grunge
Grunge?
adjacent. All right, Meat Puppets. What do you want? I still
Also, Whitey, penicillin for that STP.
Whitey, you will start the bidding with sports teams that no longer exist.
In 20 seconds, 10.
Oh,
Wow.
Anybody going above 10?
No.
All right, start the clock. Go.
Kentucky Colonels, the Memphis Tams, the New York Nets, the Spirits of St. Louis, the San Diego Conquistadors, the Denver Rockets, the Spirits of St. Louis, the Carolina Cougars, and the Houston Cougars, and the Dallas Chaparrals.
Wow. I have heard
You're
of
wearing
none
the
of those
Carolina
teams.
Cougar
I
shirt.
quite literally
like,
heard of
I
none
trust
of those
Whitey,
teams.
but honestly, he could have made half of those.
All
up.
of them.
What was the one? The Memphis Tans?
TAM.
Tam?
TAM.
That's
a TAM
made
is one of those things you wear like a Tam O'Shanter, but it stood for Tennessee, Alabama, and Memphis.
Oh
They're
my
supposed to be
gosh.
regional.
That is a J. Mars-esque level of insane.
He didn't have to go
That was so
Expos.
When
crazy.
he
knowledge.
bid
I
10,
feel like
I'm
he said 10 and was like, that's
I got
like, come
it.
on. No, like
Yeah,
someone else is
dude.
going
I
to say
thought
more
10
than
was
that.
way out of bounds. And
I
you
didn't even
did
get
it.
to the Anaheim Amigos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Baltimore Colts.
Love Migos.
Kansas City
I love
Kings.
the Amigos in semi-pro, by the way.
Yeah.
Great villain team.
J. Mars.
Yes.
All right, you start the bidding on college football head coaches. We just had one in studio.
We
One.
did.
One. Okay. Anybody above 1?
By the way, are these current or former?
We're
Or
just going college football head coaches.
Okay.
I could do 4.
Anybody going above 4?
5.
5?
I will not go 5.
Jay, you going above 5?
No.
Dave, it's you. 20 seconds. Go.
Jim Harbaugh, Bobby Bowden, Dabo Swinney, Newt Rockney. What do I need? One more?
Yeah.
Any old college coach, Chip Kelly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's fine.
Did it.
Rockney?
Hey, well, I guess.
I wanted to go the game, run the game. I don't know. And for some reason, I started blanking at 4.
Okay. Well, interesting one here for you, Chris Watkins. Current or former Toronto Blue Jays?
That's so ridiculous.
Start the bidding. That's your
I
team.
can do
You would
4.
adopt it.
I can do
4.
4.
Anybody go above 4?
I go 7.
Ooh, 7.
Yeah, no thanks.
Whitey, Dave, Jay.
I
Jay
think
did 7.
I could do 8.
Oh, 8.
I'll see your 8 and go 9.
Oh. Dave's out. Chris, you back
I'm
in?
so far out.
Like
Whitey?
in an auction, I put my paddle down. I knew this was.
What's the
gonna
number
happen.
at? 9?
9.
8.
Oh, 9? 8.
8. Can you go 9?
I thought Jay said 9.
Did Jay say 9?
I said
7
8.
to 9?
Yeah,
I said 9.
Is that
Jay
right?
said 9.
Sure, I'll go 9. I'll go 9.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
10, you going to make him do it?
I think I could do it, but I'm going to give it to
All
you.
right, Jake, start the clock. 9 and
Vlad Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Kevin Gaussman, Joe Carter, Ricky Henderson, John Olerud, Paul Molitor, Roberto Alomar Jr. No, just Roberto Alomar. He's not a junior. I need one more, right?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go with the great Roy Halladay.
The late great Roy
Wait, you said
Halladay.
former, didn't you?
I said current or former.
Current or former.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Great job.
I was just
Ricky
gonna do
Henderson.
former.
Did
Yeah.
you say that?
Yeah,
I
he
did.
say
Danny
that.
Ainge on the phone.
Yeah. Wow. He
Oh,
is.
yeah.
All right, Dave.
He's
Good one,
biting
Jake.
You start the bidding on this.
I'm
Let's do current or former NBA referees. How many can you name in 20 seconds?
3.
Anybody going above 3?
I go 5.
5. Dave? Anybody going above 5?
I was going to go 4, but five's a little rich for my blood.
Yeah.
Current or former?
Current or former.
Anybody
Anybody gonna upbid 5?
Let's.
I'll go 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
6. Late bid. Oh,
Goodness gracious.
Whitey? 7?
You can't name 7 referees.
No,
Now you gotta
I
go
could do
8.
like 4, but I don't think I could do 7.
Current and former. There's the guy that fell and hurt his knee.
8. We need 8 or,
All right.
or
Does
is
Billy
it Jay?
Crystal count in my job?
Yes.
I'll give it to him.
Jefferson.
All right, Jay. Start the clock.
Dick Bavetta, Bob Delaney, Ted Bernhardt, Courtney Kirkland, Leon Wood, Haywood Workman, Earl Strom.
Nice.
Nicely done. Monty McCutcheon, Steve Javi,
Richie Powers, Jake O'Donnell,
right.
Zach
Joey
Zarba.
Crawford,
Zach Zarba, Sean Corbin.
Leon
Not
Wood.
Was
attention
Jake
to these
O'Donnell,
things
was he
at all.
banned from refereeing after like something went down with
Hold
Drexler?
on, wasn't Jake O'Donnell an NFL quarterback?
Yeah, with the
Neil.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. All right, here, I don't know where we are. Is this
Whitey.
Whitey?
Yeah.
Whitey, current or former restaurants in Sacramento?
why is that?
Does that count chain
I
restaurants?
don't know why
I
that's
don't know.
funny, but
No.
it's funny.
No.
Current or former restaurants in Sacramento?
It's just a random-
3.
3. Anybody going above 3?
Well, Dave's trying to be the mayor. I think he should
Did
automatically.
you
have to
say
go
it
above.
does or doesn't count, Shane?
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Okay, I could go 4.
I could do 5.
Oh.
And Watkins hasn't gone. Let's see this.
Yeah, I
Obviously.
you know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna pass.
All right,
that.
5.
Yeah,
20 seconds.
sure.
Go.
Let's do Beast and Bounty. I'll just do R Street. I'll do Moss Taco Bar. We will do Petra. We will do Mulvaney's. We can do
You better do it. Yes.
Yes.
Well done.
Wow, that was close.
That was close.
It's like we'll just go down our street, and we never went back down our street really
I
for a
said
while.
Moss Taco Bar, Iron Horse.
What was the last one you said? I couldn't hear you because someone
Pear
was
Gary's?
talking.
Wow. Moss Taco Bar. Also, more Taco Bar.
Not a fan.
Also, what?
More Taco Bar.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
Jay Mars.
Yes.
We'll start the bidding with current or former TV sideline reporters.
3.
3. Anybody going above 3?
What was it? I'm
Well,
sorry.
Current or former TV
Let's
sideline
distract
reporters?
4.
4. 4 is our number. Nobody more
Where's
than
the
4?
number?
Anybody bidding more than 4? 4 going once. 4 going twice. All right.
No.
Dave, it's you. Go.
Rebecca
That's
Lowe,
easy.
Bonnie Bernstein, Doris Burke, Katie Christensen.
There you go. Boom. All right. Here we go.
Nice,
Next
guys.
one.
I just don't want to think.
Last one we'll say here. Movies with Tom Cruise.
Oh, I can go 7.
7. Well, okay. I know what you're doing there. That aren't sequels.
Oh, damn it. I can go.
He still said 7.
I can go 7.
Okay. Anybody going above 7?
Absolutely not.
I don't want to.
Okay.
So Maverick is 1. Oh, do we already start? Ah!
Go.
Okay. Maverick, Risky Business, Mission Impossible, Magnolia, Jerry Maguire, Tropic Thunder, and A Few Good Men.
Hey!
It's like you said Maverick. You might as well say Top Gun.
Well, no, because he said I
said
could.
no sequels.
Yeah, no sequels.
Is he
What
gonna
about
Mission
He was in
Impossible?
Still Magnolias?
Wasn't
No,
it?
Magnolia.
No, Magnolia.
Oh.
Yeah. Wasn't that the what was the Eyes Wide Shut? Stanley Kubrick.
Sure.
I was gonna do Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Is there 7 Mission
Get it?
Impossibles? at
There
this point?
are.
Oh my god.
There
There's
are.
about 46 more to go.
So other than horrible baseball takes, what else is coming up? Because so far we have Shohei Ohtani's not the greatest because he can't be, and
Can't be.
I don't like perfect games.
Yeah.
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 Still believe it.
Great.
So
start.
you're telling me Shohei Ohtani is the greatest? Is that what you're telling me?
to ever play?
Yeah.
To ever play the
You
game.
ever played baseball?
He's not the greatest hitter. Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the greatest hitter, not the greatest
I
pitcher.
tell you, but we got to go, and I'm mad at you.
Okay, fine. Well, you know what? The greatest sports host to ever play, Chris Watkins. And why do you guys coming up
I'm
next?
with you.
Leave it.
Bye-bye. Things are running it back.
Hammers it off the dribble against Gobert.